Go ahead.
Where last we left off, 2 weeks ago, you guys had ventured into the so-called Blue Alley, a mysterious trap-filled dungeon somewhere deep within Waterdeep that is made completely out of this blue sodalite stone. In search of a missing artifact known as the Celestite Unicorn, you were hired by Mert to recover it for him. Mert being this portly fella who you met in the Yawning Portal and who helped get the guards away from you while they were kind of trying to escort you home. You agreed to the job, especially for the 250 gold reward, and have since made your way in here. Through some of the rooms that you found a couple of mysterious phrases left on the wall, and have encountered a strange maniacal laughter conjured by a mad mouth. Over the course of your encounters in here, you encountered some strange ink-like creatures that wound up stealing Julie's sword at one point, throwing it down a magma-filled pit. You did manage to recover it before it became too badly burnt. You also found this large room with the cylindrical platforms suspended off of the ceiling, and after a couple of tries and a couple of fails, and having to fight a few smoke methods, you eventually manage to find your way across the far end of the last floating platform and recover a sword that seemed to be glowing with the light of the moon itself. Kay currently has that sword. It is a long sword. That's more or less where we left off. If you guys have any questions, trying to remember anything, feel free to ask. But otherwise, you got the rest of the place to explore.
Then I will bring this question up to the party. Do you want to try the Maze of Death or the Doorway of Nothingness?
Um,
Maze of Death! Maze of Death!
After you, Julie.
are we still affected by the?
Less at the
Yeah.
moment, yes.
Okay.
I assume we're talking about this room here.
Yep.
Okay, for some reason my whenever I go to move my character, it lags really bad. Okay, I'm gonna reload real quick.
Might be just because of the dynamic lighting or whatever. Anyway, Julie, and for the rest of you, as your reminder, you see inside this room are these yellow tiles that kind of wind the way around the room. And on the edges of the room, you see the walls in here have all been decorated with intensely detailed murals that depict paladins and clerics of Helm that are dressed and performing what looks like funeral rituals, as well as at least a dozen mages, all holding the holy symbol of Mistra hiding in the background.
Okay. You see Julie, having volunteered, reach into under his armor, and he pulls out a small fetish of bone, just smaller than his hand, just a little token. It's got red paint on it, and it appears to be something skewered on a particularly long finger bone. I'm not sure what it is. Could be like a small plum or a large grape, but it looks shriveled and wet. Well, I'm sorry, it wouldn't look wet. It would look shriveled and maybe perhaps something that was once wet. And he holds it and he murmurs something and he steps out onto the gold path. Trying to make myself step out onto the gold path. There we go. And he waits for something to happen.
You take one step out onto the golden path and wait. Nothing but the silence of the room is currently around you, and the abated breath of your compatriots behind you.
I will step in beside him, I guess.
You step beside him on this same golden path that ventures to the south.
Yeah, Julie's going to follow the path to the other door, slowly, taking his time. But just wow, I'm trying to drag my token. There's a lot of lag.
I think it's the dynamic lighting.
I don't know. I've never had this issue before.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, like just moving a square took it a few seconds.
Hang on a sec.
Nope.
Does that reveal the whole map to everybody?
Yeah, but
Yes,
I'm
it
not
did.
looking up at all.
Yeah, I didn't look at all. I just stayed right where I was at.
They definitely fixed
Like
it for
that.
a moment though. That's really weird.
Well, that's because it's the dynamic lighting's causing it just a smidge of lag. Hang on.
It's not a too big of a deal.
I still have the lag even without it.
Well, he just put it back on. I thought.
I
I'll
still
turn
see
it
the
on
whole map.
regular.
Oh yeah, I also still see this whole map. Oh, now I see
Now I
nothing.
see nothing.
I know nothing.
Who turned out the lights?
God said, "Let
Go
there
the
be
old-fashioned
darkness."
way.
Oh,
Yeah, the
Okay.
map will reappear as we travel. It's fine.
I mean,
Mine's
he's
No.
just gonna open it all up.
mine's a little laggy, but not that laggy.
I mean, mine's fine now.
I turned off dynamic lighting, so
I had to turn off hardware acceleration in the browser, otherwise we wouldn't be recording right now.
I'm just going to reveal the map. Parts of the map that you've seen. We'll do this the old-fashioned way. I think the problem is just the map's too big.
Could be.
So
Best be turning it on here later, boy. I really like dynamic lighting.
I do too, but it causes lag like this. Then
And you guys
it
gotta
could be
remember, going through a door, you gotta go right through the doorway too. So if you were running into that problem,
No, it was literally just like me trying to go from here to here took me like a solid 6 seconds. You don't need to worry about opening it all up right now, Kill.
I just opened it all up. I think here anyway. At least the parts that I know that you've seen. All right, so make your way out onto the path.
I'll follow close behind Julie, I suppose.
Could be that you just need to effect a patch in there. All right, you make your way out onto the golden pathway, carefully following along the tiles as they curve around the room. So far, nothing has happened.
All right. Well, I'm going to, or rather, Julie is going to continue along the path until he reaches the door.
And I will stay close behind.
So I'm putting myself there unless you tell me something happens otherwise.
So long as you follow the path, or as you follow the path, I should say, you carefully stay along the golden tile, and so far, nothing seems to happen. Yarloff, do you stay along the golden path, or you just make your way over?
I went around the room on the gold path.
Okay.
I check out the door. Anything unusual about it?
It appears that there's nothing off-putting about this door that you can see on this side.
Is there a handle or a knob or something?
Yes.
Can I attempt to open the door?
Yes.
No, I attempt to open the door.
Okay. Inside the room beyond you, you see the entirety of the chamber beyond is made out of a big mirror along the walls, the floor, the ceiling, the entirety of the chamber. In the middle of the room, however, you see sitting on a pedestal is this 3-foot tall statue of a rearing unicorn.
All right. I take a cautious step into the room. Assuming nothing happens, I
You
pull
see
again
your
to the room.
you see your reflection reflected back all around the entirety of this room.
I should see 6 reflections of myself.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not letting me go into the room.
Oh, hang on.
Just trying to put myself here.
Try it now.
Ah, very good. And that was very smooth too, no lag.
I turned dynamic lighting off, so
I
the areas are still there.
I let the group know behind me that it appears safe to come in, and Julie just kind of sits down on his haunches and studies the statue, trying to figure out, has he ever seen a unicorn before? Does he know what a unicorn is?
Make a history check. You've heard tales of celestial beings, and you know that basically that a unicorn is basically a horse with one horn, but it also the horn has some mystical, magical properties that are pretty powerful.
I'm going to let my smarter, more knowledgeable party members deal with the strange creature statue.
I guess. Is there anything unnerving or out of the ordinary on the statue? Or about the statue?
Make a perception check.
Does the statue reflect in all the mirrors?
The statue is reflected in the mirrors, yes.
Because that would be cool if it didn't.
There's just looking at the statue, there's nothing that stands out as off-putting about it.
No, like discerning marks or anything like that on it?
Looks like a celeste. Looks like a almost a marble sort of statue of a unicorn.
I will put my hand on it.
Okay.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. Anyone else got any other ideas?
How big's the statue?
It is 3 feet tall.
3 feet tall.
And it's made out of marble?
Julie, push it.
The pedestal, does it have any writings on it?
The pedestal does not.
Okay.
However, make a perception check.
All right.
You do see a faint trace of something on the door, on this side of the door that you just came into this room from. So you didn't notice anything about this door entering in, Julie, Trevera, and you notice it looks like there might be some faint lettering on this end of the door. Right now it's open, it's kind of hard to see.
I'll shut the door then.
Okay. The words in common reflect back and say, everything you see is mine.
I look at myself in the mirror.
Okay.
I attempt to break one of the mirrors.
With what?
My warhammer.
Okay, make an attack roll. All right, you take your warhammer, you shatter it hard across the mirror of, let's say, the floor in front of you, and it bounces off like rubber.
Is there any anything peculiar about the lettering? I mean, is it well written? Is there like any different?
It's magical writing that looks like it fades when you open the door.
Now hold on, what were we sent here to get for that one guy?
The Celestite unicorn.
Okay. All right.
We need
Does-
this. Julie, pick it up.
Wait.
Does-
I'm going to walk up to the unicorn. I'm going to get my bearings and look at where the door is.
Mhm.
I'm going to close my eyes and try to move the unicorn.
All right. You close your eyes and lift up the unicorn, and the unicorn lifts up as you lift it up.
I'm going to attempt to keep my eyes closed and stumble back out the way we came.
Make an acrobatics check.
Sure. This will go well.
Are you
Hey!
are you telling us what you're doing?
No, you're just
I just-
watching me blindly.
No, you're
Okay.
watching him kind of blindly stumble. But fortunately, with the 17, you managed to stumble your way back out. As you manage to get back out, you think you're kind of back out of the room here. Your compatriots presumably guiding you. You do hear a voice in your head that says, "Thank you so much for getting me out of here. My name is Primera. I was trapped in here eons ago by an evil enchanter. I was kept in a Mertz collection. If you can free me, I will be forever grateful and provide whatever assistance I can to you."
That's only been told.
That's Rotund hears it telepathically.
Okay,
Um.
it's only rotund.
Okay, fellas, follow me, and I'm gonna work my way out around this way and back into the main hall, and then I'm gonna wait for the guys to come.
All right, Kay, as soon as you exit the room, you feel a slight breeze and you look down, you realize all your stuff has been taken from you. And you turn around, and it's sitting right next to the pedestal back here.
I walk back over and pick it up.
It does not move.
I close my eyes and pick it up.
Now you can pick it up.
Okay, and I close my eyes and try to walk out of the room.
Okay. All of you, by the way, see this ASMR figure, completely naked, stride past you, pick up his stuff, and walk back out. Eyes
I yell,
closed.
"Put some clothes on!" Says, "Hey, no time for naked time."
Julie,
I
Julie
close my
draws
eyes and
his
I walk out the
sword.
door.
Yeah, Julie draws his sword to make sure everyone gets out okay with their eyes closed. Just make sure nothing springs out and attacks.
By the
What I thought
way,
was you draw your sword and then close your eyes, and I'm like, what are you gonna do?
by the
In the
way,
interest of
Just covering everyone to make sure everyone gets out okay.
drag you over there. In the interest of time.
I would like to add real fast. I had no idea that's how that worked because I don't read shit about D&D, but I'm glad it did.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
So right now, Kelly, is this door open or closed, inward or outward?
The one you're standing in front of?
Yeah.
Do you want it open or do you want it closed?
I'd like it open for a moment.
Okay, it's open.
All right. I'm gonna take a copper coin, and I'm gonna toss it on one of the gray slabs, and then close the door.
Okay. Done.
Okay.
Try another one.
Oh, by the way, one more thing I forgot to mention. While you were in there, you did see inscribed in the western wall over here was the phrase "Get through."
It goes back to that whole thing from earlier.
Mhm.
That was like 2 weeks
All right.
ago, though, so I have no idea what note I wrote that on.
All right, mission
Um,
accomplished. Let's go.
well, hold on, gents. And at this
Okay.
point, I'm going to have a conversation with the telepathic voice in my head.
Okay.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
You're just like, at this point, I'm going to have a conversation with a telepathic voice in my head, and you just close your eyes.
Yes, I say it out loud.
Okay. He says this out loud.
I do that all the time.
I give him a concerning look.
Okay. What? Sorry, what was the name again? Kill?
My name is Primera.
Primera. Okay. Primera. Um, are you a guy or a girl?
I do not have a gender.
Hmm. How
I'm a celestial being.
how came you to be trapped inside this shell?
I was transformed into this shell by an evil enchanter years ago.
All right, hold that thought. Guys, do we know? Did Mert say anything about um the unicorn being a housing for a celestial being?
I look at Rotund and shrug.
Julie just says no.
Not
Why
that I'm
matter?
aware of.
Why matter?
Because this unicorn is telling me to free what's inside of it.
You listen to unicorn statues often?
First time.
We have job. Get unicorn. Bring unicorn. Get paid. Let's bring unicorn. We have it.
Well, far be it from me to hold up the job, but I'd feel pretty bad if, you know, we were delivering somebody that was trapped inside here.
Think we should get more money.
Alright, now I'm going to talk to the unicorn real fast. Are you a good celestial being or a bad celestial being?
Now,
says-
I have to ask Killy, when he's talking to this thing, does he talk back to it telepathically, or is he just saying this
No,
out
I'm
loud? to
saying it
us?
out loud.
Okay.
He's saying all this out loud. By the way, you don't hear anything as he asks these questions.
I know, but I can still hear him talking to nothing and him holding a freaking unicorn. And me looking at him going, what the hell is wrong with you?
Treveran
You
looks
hear a
at
voice-
Kay and goes, I think our dwarf friend's losing it.
You hear the voice echo back and say, say, I'm a good unicorn. If you free me, I will do whatever I can to help you.
How do I free ye?
Take your warhammer and smash it against the statue.
And that's it?
That's it.
They say never look a gift horse in the mouth. But,
So what are you doing? Looking at its ass?
Ba-dum-bum.
Oh, shit.
shut up, elf. You're no help here. Uh, I- Not that I would ever look for a reward, and freeing you would be certainly something in my wheelhouse, but I, what would you do if I freed you?
I would help. I would provide a blessing and then leave back to my own world.
What kind of blessing we talking?
A celestial blessing.
Hey guys, you familiar with celestial blessings?
No.
I'll let you know in 2 seconds. Not really, no.
Treveran, is there something you're doing down there specifically?
Well, if he's getting ready to break open a unicorn, I'm just kind of coming down here to be ready.
Okay.
To be fair, you don't know what I'm doing because you don't know I've talked to.
You're talking to yourself and putting your head in the back of a unicorn's ass. I don't know.
Well, I do have someone I could ask, though.
Would it be difficult?
Not really, it just take time.
How much time we talking?
Well, I'll ask Killy, how much time would you think it would take to set up a ritual circle to commune?
Probably, if you have the right material with you, probably, which I assume you would, maybe in a pack or something.
I have the materials,
Probably.
and I also have a book on me at all
Okay.
times.
It would probably take about 10 minutes to set up the ritual, but it's up to her, of course, as far as
If
whether
she
or
wants
not
to
she
respond. Yeah.
Anyone remember how much we're getting paid to bring this thing back?
250.
Not enough.
250 each?
250, period. You would get 50 each.
Killy, do I know anything about celestial blessings?
A history check.
Good
Do you know
call.
anything about celestials?
You've heard of them before, but you're not familiar with the details.
I'll tell you what. I will walk into this little side room over here, and I'll say, "Give me 10 minutes," and I will set a little ritual circle up in this back corner.
You want to take a short rest?
We
let's
can.
Let's take a short rest.
Wait. Here's a thought. Wirt didn't say Mert didn't say bring it right back to him as soon as we leave. We could always take it back to the inn.
And I look at him. I said, and he also didn't say not to bring it back in one piece, but that's kind of implied.
I'm thinking probably take it back to the inn. My circle's already set up there. I can talk to.
Don't care. Just want pay.
Les, if it were up to
Class.
Primera, sorry,
Oh, okay.
you, if it were up to me, I'd free you now. But I have to wait and see if my compatriots think it's a good idea. Would you
You
mind?
hear a voice.
Go ahead.
Voice respond. I've been trapped here for over 100 years.
I understand that. Trust me, I do. But I can't make that decision on my own. And then
Could-
I'm gonna ask for Julie's help just carrying this thing because it's a little bit big. It's a 3 foot tall statue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Julie will carry it. That's not a problem.
All
He can
right.
probably carry it himself, no problem. I'll just throw it on my back.
Yeah, you're pretty strong,
Take
dude.
some take some rope, make a harness out of it, just loop it through, and just carry it on my back like a backpack. No problem. Where
All
are we
right.
going?
All right. Here you go. And I
I
get
say back to the tavern.
yeah.
Back to tavern. Okay, back to tavern. Do do.
right.
I'm just sitting here like laughing my ass off, wondering how this conversation would go if it was Julie. Oh, you can free me. Not my problem. But it's been 100 years. Shut up.
So, are you guys just trying to basically make your way
Out.
out the way you came in?
Yeah,
You
we
hit an
want to just go
invisible
back to the
barrier.
tavern. Ooh,
You
where?
hit an invisible barrier
Oh,
right where you hit the invisible barrier coming in.
I don't remember us hitting the invisible barrier coming in.
One of you did. I don't remember who, but you hit an invisible barrier.
oh no, none of us did. We all signed the book.
Yeah, no one hit an invisible barrier.
Well, you hit an invisible barrier trying to make your way out.
Shit.
Down by the book?
Before you even get to the book, you see the book. You get to about where K is over here, and you just walk into an invisible wall.
Hold on.
I close my eye. Julie closes his eyes and tries to walk through.
You walk into an invisible barrier.
It's just very Julie.
All right.
Ow, that hurt nose.
All right. Where would you? All right. So right here, we're hitting a barrier.
Yep.
I'm going to take a look back at the portrait here. Has anything changed on it?
No.
All right. Um. Julie's been touching the statue as well, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on my back.
Julie, you didn't hear a statue talking at all, did you?
Uh, I'll DM. Did Julie get any type of telepathic communication?
Not yet. You want to try communicating with him?
Not really. I just want to get paid. I would just as soon not talk to this thing. You know.
Okay.
Julie just says no, no hear anything.
Is there anything about the prior rooms that you guys need reminded as far as what's in there for the ones you visited?
I remember this room was a giant mimic.
No, that was this room.
That's that.
Wait, did we not open these?
Yeah, we've never been in through those rooms.
Oh, well.
Out of curiosity, Kelly, just so I make sure I know where we got the phrasing from. In the treasure room, the one we got the blessing from, was there anything written on the walls in there?
What was written in there in a different sort of lettering was take only what you can afford.
Okay, all right, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure I had all my notes correct again. Okay.
I'm going to try and...
And the one south of it was you had black iron gates. And
Okay.
Do we want to leave the statue here and go, or am I taking it with me?
Bring her with you.
All right.
What be in here? Huh.
beyond, you can see a corridor with walls of dressed stone and thick cobwebs that cover everything. There is an open pit that blocks the way. It is at least 10 feet deep and 20 feet long. You can see, if you look at the bottom of the pit, there are jagged and menacing spikes.
I can't get in the door, Killy.
Hang on.
There we go. I will walk in and look down.
You see jagged and menacing spikes.
Well, anyone got any bright ideas?
Go to the next door.
Fair enough. Onward.
I'm going to open this door. Sir?
Open that door.
Looking at the pit, does Julie think he could make a long, running jump across that, or is it way too far?
It's probably a bit too far, especially with the statue.
Well, no, he'd put the statue down.
Even so, it'd be too far. On the northern area, you see stone walls decorated with colorful frescoes that depict a skyscape filled with all manner of flying creatures, from bumblebees to rocks. The ceiling in this room is this hallway, I should say, is 20 feet high, and about 15 feet above the floor, there is a row of short copper rods that protrudes from either wall, so they're actually going to be above you. There is lightning that arcs between these rods through the entire length of the corridor.
You're just trying to kill us.
Does the lightning reach from the floor to the ceiling? Or
No.
Okay.
It's a 20-foot high ceiling, and 5 feet below that are the copper rods and the lightning. So if you were to walk into the room, if you're 7 feet tall or 6 feet tall or something, they're going to be about 10 feet above you, a little less than 10 feet above you.
Hmm. Well, gentlemen, since we can't leave, let's figure out a way down the path.
Well, we either have to make a makeshift bridge or not get killed by lightning.
The pit. Do the walls along the corridor look climbable? Like, could Julie climb along the wall to get to the other side?
If you're strong enough, yes, but you'd have to climb down into the pit first.
Oh, I couldn't just climb along the wall.
No, there's nowhere to
Yeah.
shimmy.
Oh, there's like no toe holds and handrails and stuff like that.
Do we see anywhere on the other side of the pit that we might be able to use as an anchor, like in this area?
Julie, give me Primera before you decide to go jumping across that.
All right, Julie hefts lets the unicorn off his back and sets it on the floor and the hallway where he is.
Okay.
You want to put a token down for the statue, Killy, just so we don't lose track of it?
I won't let it go.
All right, so you're holding on to it. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I'm actually going to say to while Julie's eyeing that up, I'm going to say to Primera, I don't suppose you know how to leave this place.
You hear a voice whispers back, "If you free me, I might be able to help you."
Noted.
Julie studies the pit. I'm sorry, I didn't catch how deep it was.
10 feet.
And it's 10 feet. All right, so are there spaces between the spikes that he could walk, or is it as tightly packed as it looks on the
It
map?
looks like if you're pretty careful about it, yeah, you could probably make your way between the spikes.
All right. Julie's going to try to climb down, make his way carefully, and then climb up the other side.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Does it look like, before I do, does it look like any of those spikes might be wet with anything, like poisoned?
Go ahead and make a perception check. You don't see anything that suggests poison. All right, you were able to easily climb down.
All right, I will very, very carefully make my way across to the other side.
Okay.
And then climb up.
All right, as soon as you get to the other side, you hear the sound of shifting stone underneath your feet as spikes shoot upward. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Not good enough. You take 7 points of piercing damage as spikes shoot up from the ground into your backside.
Ow. Uh,
Now he will climb up.
Make an athletics check.
Oh, sure. Oh,
Good
fuck
enough.
you, dice. Oh, good. Thank you.
The
um,
DC is 8.
I pull the spike out of his butt, or Julie pulls the spike out of his butt.
Done.
And he just sits up against the wall. And is anyone on the other side of the pit? Yeah, Treverin just calls
Yep.
over and is that Treverin or K? No, that's Treverin.
That's fair. Yep.
Sorry, I'm still getting used to the tokens. He just says, "Gonna need a minute," and I'm taking a short rest, whether you guys want to or not.
Well, hold on. If he's getting ready to take a short rest, then I'm just gonna go ahead and use that and jump across.
Okay. You watch as Treverin from the other side of the pit just appears next to you.
I'll cast False Life myself first for free.
Okay.
I'm going to stay on this side of the pit with the statue.
I'm gonna stay with Rotund. I don't think my dwarvish self could get across that pit.
Oops. Need to roll 1d4. Cool. I get 5 temp.
All right.
And I will also attempt to climb down.
All right. Athletics check.
Cool.
While he's working on climbing down, come over. Can I do a perception check for any traps over here?
You don't detect any traps.
Okay.
I make-
Is there
I
any
make-
levers that may turn off the electricity anywhere?
Give me just a second.
I make sure everyone knows that those spikes will shoot up.
All right. Kay, as you try to climb down, your hand slips, you fall, and you take 5 piercing damage as
Cool.
you're falling some
Glad
of
I
the spikes.
glad I cast Fiendish Vigor. And I will recast Fiendish Vigor.
All right. Treverin, you look for any levers to turn off the traps or whatever, and you don't see anything.
All right.
And I will walk my way across this pit very carefully.
Okay.
Get a spike in the ass.
And I will attempt to climb back up.
Julie will help if that gives him advantage on the check.
Now here's the pit. Here's the kicker. Julie never pointed out where the pressure plate was, so as you make your way to the other end of the pit, spikes shoot. Well, let me check that.
Well, no, I didn't. I
He's-
just say I let everyone know that those spikes will shoot up.
Did you? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He
he said
did
that.
say that, yeah.
Okay. All right. In that case, just make a perception check for me as you make your way across. Okay. Then make an athletics check with advantage as Julie helps you up.
Well,
Woohoo!
All right.
good thing
Wow,
it was with an
2
advantage.
Yes.
Yeah, for fucking real.
Sorry about that, Kelly. I thought you heard me.
I'm bad. My bad. All
Hey,
right. Rotund and Dreloff are over on the other side. Rotund holding onto the unicorn.
Hey, Rotund, do you mean to climb down? You lower the statue to me, and I can walk it over and hand it to you.
Well, it seems like it's pretty fragile.
Hmm.
I don't know that that would be the best idea. Oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Move my mouse a little bit.
I will say, Treverin, that the door next to you looks like it's made out of silver-plated iron. It is engraved with circles of different sizes.
Let's look around for something that we
It's
can maybe
engraved
use
with
to turn
circles of different sizes. Okay.
concentric. Is set in within each other or scattered across the door?
Like a dartboard bullseye type thing, or
Kind of scattered in
Okay.
a nonsensical pattern.
more like planetary type looking things?
Kind of.
Like a
Okay.
rotary phone or not? No.
Is there anything over here anywhere on this side of the 2 hallways that indicates like a switch or a lever or a plate or something that might be used to turn off the electricity?
Make a
All right,
perception
then.
check.
I already tried that.
There wasn't a lever or anything.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
I tell you what, Drayloff. Let's go back up to the other way. I tell you what. Take a step under the rods. And if anything happens, I'll heal you. Just come back if you get electrocuted.
How high up are the copper things on the wall?
15 feet. The lightning is arcing above you.
So they're 15 feet up.
15 feet up from the floor.
And how tall is a dwarf?
Probably about 4.5 to 5 feet.
Could I just walk under them?
Easily.
Walk down the damn hallway then.
Okay.
Rotunda's keeping a wary eye.
You get to about here.
Oh
You hear
shit.
the shifting sound of stone underneath your feet. As you step onto that stone, you find yourself levitating up, Willy Wonka style, to the lightning. And as you levitate up there, I need you to make 3 subsequent dexterity saving throws.
I knew this was gonna be a catch.
Well, you didn't have
say
to fucking run.
Did you say 3?
3 subsequent dex saves. Crit fail. A 9 and a 7. Okay. That means you take a total of 13 points of lightning damage.
I have 5 health left.
All right.
Is he back on the ground?
You float back to the ground.
From where I'm at, I will, and I close my thing. Oop, not what I wanted to do. From where I'm at, I will cast Healing Word on him.
Okay. All right. You get 5 hit points back.
So while we're waiting on them to come up, Kelly, while I'm looking at this door, do these concentric circles look like depressions? Like something would fit in there, or like something like a button that I could push in?
It looks like it's just kind of an artistic thing.
Okay.
You see, as far as opening the door itself goes, you do see there's a lock.
And I jiggle the door, and I presume it is locked.
It is indeed locked.
Excellent.
You guys
I will
remember
let
what all?
everyone know that it is locked.
Okay.
Do we
You
not
all
have
remember what?
Sorry.
I was going to say. So if you don't remember what you've gathered from the dungeon itself so far, is you grabbed a key from Minotaur's neck, and that was an ivory key, which you used to open the door with the mimic. In that room, there was a silver key. And you also got, from where the room with the sword was, a flying sword, you got a gem that has what looks like a
Great. I
iron,
have that in my hand. Or bag.
right, iron
Who
gates.
has the silver key?
I think I got it. I'm the one who opened the door first.
Yeah, Kay has it, I believe.
I turned to Kay. So, hey, Kay, you saw that silver key? Come see if it fits in this door over here.
I shoved the key into the hole.
Phrasing. It opens. Well, it fits. You haven't opened
Okay.
the door yet.
I don't even need the other gem. Fuck you.
Hey, Kelly.
Mhm.
I'm judging the way he ran down that hallway that he triggered something as he went down. Admittedly, he did run the fuck down the hallway. I mean, like ran down the hallway at a full dwarf dash. If I
Old
take
dwarf dash.
yeah,
You realize it's an oxymoron, right?
yes, I do. I would like to, grab the statue and carefully walk down the hallway and like keep my eyes open for anything that might trigger.
Okay. Knowing where he triggered the trap, you carefully kind of sidestep, hanging onto the wall end of the hallway,
Right.
and as you slowly make your way down, you do make your way through without incident.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what's behind the door.
I will step out of the way for him.
All right.
All right. I'll open the door.
Okay. Peering into the room beyond, you see the walls within inside this chamber. They are lined with rough and dirty tan-colored bricks. There is all sorts of rubbish that just litters the floor. Amongst it, even with your eyes, you can see miscellaneous trinkets, coin, maybe some equipment in there, and weapons, although you do see bones and dried up gore.
Killy,
Mm-hmm.
what's this statue made out of?
Marble.
Fellas, what was the statue that we were looking for supposed to be made out of?
It wasn't porcelain. Or marble. Something weird.
Whatever I said. That is the statue you're looking for. You found the statue you're looking for.
Okay.
If I said something wrong, it was a DM mistake. That was on me.
No. I was sitting there thinking, man, he's got me talking to a fucking imaginary statue that is telling me to release it, and then we're gonna walk in this room and find a fucking smaller statue. Okay.
Say, because it wasn't marble. I remember it wasn't marble, so the one you have in your
Maybe
hand.
maybe I said porcelain. I don't remember.
No.
It's not specific in the detail here as to what the actual material is. So
Okay.
it's a 3-foot statue of a unicorn.
So looking at this rough room in here, I'll turn around and look at Julie and say, "Hey, this looks like your bedroom over here."
Julie goes and has a look. He steps in through the doorway.
Okay.
Here.
You see all sorts of stuff kind of spattered all over the floor. There is a door to the north.
Are there any marks on the floor that everything's scattered? Is it? It looks in the picture to be scattered all over the floor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does it look like it maybe is more piled up in one spot or two spots? Or I want to look at the floor and I want to look at the walls. Does it look like any shifting walls in here? Or maybe the ceiling comes down and crushes?
Make a perception check. Looks like your room. Oh, just rubble.
Does the Julie studies the rubble nearest him? Is there any sense as to what might have happened to it? Was it crushed? Does it look like something hit it hard and shattered it? Is everything whole and just fallen on the floor, like undamaged? Are the bones broken or are they whole? In other words, trying to get an idea as to what happened in here.
On a casual glance, there's no symmetry in the mess itself. It looks like there was just all sorts of random crap just kind of spread all over the floor.
But none of it looks damaged.
Not specifically.
What are you seeing there, lad?
A lot of stuff.
Does anything look like it's been burned?
No.
Okay. Going back to the riddle from earlier.
Hey, Draloff.
Yes.
Can you repost that riddle? I'd like to take a look at it.
Take a walk into that room. If anything happens, I'll heal you.
Oh no, wait. We have a handout, don't we, for that?
No, I stood back and scribed it while y'all walked ahead.
We wrote it in the chat I think the other night, but I didn't write it into my notes.
The one you just found is get through.
Yeah, that's not what I was referring. That's not when I scribed what was on the door or on the mural.
All
Well,
right.
Julie did fall in a pit.
Everybody get in the foyer. And Julie's going to slowly make his way over to the other door up here.
Okay.
Why do I got a feeling that the other dwarf is using me as a punching bag?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You go first. I heal you. That's what I'm talking about.
Julie's going to have his greatsword readied, and he's going to slowly and carefully make his way over to the door, trying to avoid touching anything.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw for me, please. Okay. As you slowly step forward, you hear a chink sound underneath your feet, and you instantly recognizing the sound as you are, raised from an orc tribe. You pull your right foot back, and you watch as a large bear trap hidden underneath the rubble just shing has its teeth clamped together, causing metallic ringing echoing throughout the room. The second after that happens, you hear the sound of no, but you do hear the sound of shifting stone in the southeastern corner. As it shifts down, you see the light-filled eyes, dead eyes. As soon as I figure out where my reveal option is, you see the light-filled eyes of. They in the GM? No, hang on. There we go. Yeah, you see six skeletons emerge from this hidden room and move forward to attack. So go ahead and roll initiative.
Can't.
All right, the skeletons go first. So, the skeletons are going to shift in. They're going to have to make dex saves because they're susceptible to the bear traps as well.
Thank God zombies are slow. No, they're not slow. Or skeletons, never mind.
Skellies. All right. That one gets trapped in the bear trap. That one to the south does not. He's going to shift forward a little bit more. Try it again. Now he's trapped.
Keep them coming.
Shift in. He's trapped.
Hold your ground, lads!
He'll shift up. He's trapped. He'll shift in. All right, he's fine. And then he's going to, let's see, 5, 10, 20, 30. He's actually, that's as far as he can move that turn, right?
Now, Kelly, was that a door that they basically came through, or
One
is
more,
that
one more square, I think, Kelly.
How do I snap to position? Position. There it is. There we go. That's the 30 feet I'm looking for. All right, and then the last one, 15, 20, and 30 to get up here. I'm sorry, Kent, what was your question?
the wall that they came at, or the door that they came out of? Is that ground level?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So as the skeletons shift forward, most of them with bows drawn, one having a sword drawn, there's going to be one sword attack against you, Julie. That's a miss. And then the rest of them moving out are actually all going to fire their bows at you too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right,
One
that's
hit.
one hit. The rest of them just sail past. You take 4 piercing damage as one arrow does manage to find its way into a wound that you just finished dressing from the spikes.
I'll take 1 because of my armor mastery.
Okay, you're up.
Alrighty. I tell you what.
It's called shooting straight, rookie.
I want to very carefully try to make it out to here.
Okay. You step in, make a dex save. All right. You trigger a bear trap, but it shifts.
Am I
All right.
good?
Yep.
All right.
They kind of triggered the rest of them in that area. And by the way, if the ones who did get trapped, they look like they took a little bit of damage.
Cool.
I would hope so.
I don't remember if I have a second level spell slot or not.
You shouldn't yet. Unless warlocks
I
are
think it's still 3.
totally different from.
You don't get second. Yeah.
Still 3.
There's,
Okay. Well then. Well, because the way my spells work, I just have spells and I just use them whatever my current spell usage is.
Right.
So I
yes,
wasn't
you
sure.
don't have access to your second level spells yet.
Well, then I will cast this.
All right. Erupt from you and batter all creatures within 10 feet of you. That is going to affect Julie. So I need Julie to make a strength save as well.
I'm not worried about Julie. He's strong.
He
Look
crits.
at him.
3, 4, 5, 6.
DC save is
Alright.
15.
All right. So 4 of them
Or
fail.
13, sorry.
Well, still 4 of them. Hang on a sec. 2,
Mhm.
3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So 5 of them fail. The one in the top left succeeds. Failure 2d6 necrotic and can't take reaction. Success half damage, and suffers no other ill effects. That is necrotic damage. These are skeletons. However, they still do take necrotic damage according to the stat sheet. So, how about that?
I took the 5 damage off my total.
Okay. As the necrotic damage from your arms of Hadar do wash over the other skeletons, it does manage to destroy them all. Kent, what is your question?
Nothing. I was just going to ask a question about the necrotic damage.
Okay. But fortunately, with the skeleton stat block, they still take necrotic damage. So, all right, Rotund, you're up. There's one skeleton left.
Well,
And
I'm
for what
on.
it's worth, Kay, you do see in the other room, there is what appears to be a couple of mural wraps in there, slightly torn, as well as a pile of humanoid skulls.
That's terrifying.
For my action, I'm going to put down the statue gently next to me, and I'm just going to move to here. And I'm sure putting the statue down would probably use up my action because I was being very careful. And then I just want to move in, and
Okay.
that's about it.
Okay. Draloff, you're up.
I move to here. That didn't trigger no.
That's how
Did-
Julie went in.
Yep.
Did Julie clear the square in front of me?
There's nothing in that particular square.
Okay. I'm gonna smack this one in front of me with my battle
All right.
as soon as I get the damn thing. There we go.
I was waiting for the crit.
15 hits. Roll damage. All right. It's enough that you manage to just pierce right through its skull, and the body just kind of collapses amongst the other pile of bones and rubble. With that, you're out of combat.
And Kay will give the old, put his hands in front of him, and he like do the wipe down off his hands. I go, that was way too easy.
It seems like there's a lot of bear traps in here. Perhaps if we pick up some of the heavier things and throw them down the hallway toward. I assume we can see this door.
Yep.
Toward the door, we can trigger some of them.
Yeah, Julie's just gonna probe ahead with his greatsword wherever he goes.
Okay. In the interest of
And-
time, if you're probing ahead for the bear traps, you'll make your way around to where you trigger whatever's left.
Oh, sweet.
Anything valuable here?
Roll a d20.
While all this is going on, I'm keeping an eye on that statue because we've already had something stolen
Well, I'm gonna
off of Julian here, so I'm just making sure nothing's making it disappear.
pick it up again in a second. Just so you,
Hey,
Yeah.
Julie, you find one of these.
Oh, nice.
Huh.
Awesome. Julie's psyched.
Wait, didn't you say the unicorn you're looking for was in here? Or the other unicorn?
no. The only one unicorn. We found the one that we're looking for.
Gotcha.
What you
But
don't know
need
is
to
how to
pick
get
back
out.
up.
I guess I'll do what Julie did watching him do that, and I'll probe along with my longsword and head up to the door. And I'll open it.
Need
Somebody.
Julie to carry that statue again.
I got it. I got it.
All right.
Hey, out of curiosity, guys, any of the swords we got are any of them plus strength swords?
I have a longsword, a jeweled longsword. It's the one that animated.
You mean
It's not. I don't think it's magical or anything.
plus
Okay.
2 strength?
Just plus anything to strength. Because I'm looking at our riddle and it says this tool with strength cannot get through, and I'm just trying to see if it means anything at the moment.
As soon as you open that door, Kay, across the entirety of this chamber, there are dozens of whirling blades that emerge from deep grooves in the floor, as well as scything blades that swing back and forth up the entirety of the corridor.
Ah, cool. Okay, my favorite. I just got done doing this shit yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what?
Sea of Thieves, we went through a trap-filled corridor.
Oh.
I assume you have the statue in your arms
Yeah,
by now.
I would have picked it
Okay.
up at this point.
All right.
Well,
I'm gonna go
Julie.
here and investigate these skulls.
Yeah.
Okay. Peering inside this room with the skulls, you do see that the eye sockets of 3 of the skulls in here have been filled with semi-precious gems.
Three, just like 3 different skulls have 1 gem each. And are they lined in any orientation?
So, let me read it here. A large
Okay.
mural wraps around the walls of this chamber, depicting numerous humanoid skulls of various sizes scattered across the wasteland. The sun is setting behind a low range of mesas, and the skulls each cast long shadows. There's a small altar made entirely of dark, splintered humanoid skulls. The eye sockets of 3 skulls have been filled with semi-precious gemstones.
So 6 gems in total.
Okay.
Is there another way out down that way, Treverin?
Not that I see. I assume this is the end of the room, right?
Yep.
Yeah. There's
Well-
no way out over here, but
What was this
something very
hallway?
peculiar about this.
What are you saying, Pam?
I'm sorry, Kelly. Can you describe this hallway again? As Julie walks up, what does he see?
A bunch of swinging, scything blades from the walls, as well as,
Floor.
stuff on the floor.
Oh, so it's not like I can time it and step in between them.
Unfortunately, no.
Kelly, I'm gonna pick up one of the skulls with semi-precious stones,
Okay, you pick up the skull.
and nothing seems to happen. So I pull out one of the gems.
Okay. So first off, roll d6 for me.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
All right. So first thing is you pull out a jasper stone that's worth 30 gold pieces. The second thing is as you pull the gem out of the socket, what appears to be just a black inky shadow inks its way out of the socket around the floor and then raises up over you. So roll initiative.
Okay.
All of us or just
9.
him?
Everybody.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up.
Death.
By the way, while I'm rolling this, I'm sticking that Jasper in my pocket.
Dreloff, although it's kind of dark, you can see, even with your dark vision, the shadow just rise up over Treverin in the corner here.
Okay. E square is 5, right?
Yep.
I'm going to move to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Is this a open doorway here?
The wall
Um,
basically just shifted down when the bear trap was
Okay.
triggered the first time.
I'm assuming if it's a shadow, a javelin won't do shit to it. I guess this ends my turn right here.
Okay. Rotund, you're up next.
Let's see, 25 feet. I tell you what. Before I do that, I'm gonna move 25 feet, and I'm going to that.
Okay.
Let me move.
That is an action.
Yep.
And you do see the shadow. It is an undead creature.
All right. I am bringing the statue with me.
Okay.
All right.
You also see undead creatures hiding behind the eye sockets of all the other gems-filled skulls.
Don't fuck with the eyes.
I want the gems though.
Treverin,
We
you're
need
up.
money. All right. So first, I'm going to do this. Thanks to the long rest or short rest we did,
Okay.
and move to here,
All right.
and then turn right around and shoot him with magic missile.
Okay. All right. Remember, roll it 3 times.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Oh. And
We'll count the
there.
first 3. That's
Yep.
9, 12 points of damage. All right.
All right, and that's
You
my
watch
turn.
as the shadow begins to kind of shimmer in the light, and almost dissipates. All right. Then it's the shadow's turn. It is going to shift into the wall for its movement as part of it, so that I can avoid attack of opportunity, getting right up next to you, Treverin.
That's fine.
And then it's going to attempt to strength drain you. 10's not going to hit you. All right.
Nope.
You managed to avoid the negative effects of it. Julie, you watch as the shadow shifts through the darkness of the hallway here and try to, looks like, apply some sort of negative effect against Treverin.
Rumsh's eye. I'm gonna rush at it. That's my full move, and I attack.
All right. 13 hits, roll damage. Oof. All right. You take your sword, and although it feels like it's cutting through the air itself, you watch as the shadow just dissipates and disappears, and nothing else happens.
At the sight of this shadow going down, I'm gonna be like, "Don't pull out the eyes. There's more of them behind there."
And I'll look at the dwarf and say, "Don't you want the gems? Thought that's what you were after. Treasure."
Treasure no good if you can't spend it.
When
We
have
got
I
bigger
said that?
we have bigger problems. And he Julie gestures towards the door in the north.
Treverin shrugs, says, "Okay."
All right, I guess we'll make our ways up. Killy, oh no, it's only within eyesight. I don't see any other undead, right?
Not aside from what's hiding behind those eye sockets, no.
Okay. Fair enough.
So how many? You said there were skiffs on a pendulum type thing, and about how many are there that we see?
There are blades from deep grooves in the floor, as well as scything blades from the walls that cover the entire length of this corridor.
Right, but just the quantity is would I assume that every black line is a blade and every space is a
Yep.
Okay, all right. I
There's
just
at
wanted
least
to make
something
sure.
there.
Okay.
Is there any sockets or anything along the walls that look like they could be a trigger or a key or?
Make a perception check.
Blah, blah, blah,
Are they currently active?
You don't see anything.
blah.
And yes, the blades are active.
Okay.
Blades
Julie
activated as
wonders.
soon as Kay opened the door.
Okay.
Julie wonders how the blood got all the way down here. Who the hell made it that far?
Wait, you
Julie-
said they
Julie
activated
has-
when I opened the door?
The blades activated as soon as you opened the door.
Yeah,
I
is anyone as I say, is anyone skinny enough to stand on the inside of that door and not get hit?
I mean, just lean up against the wall and I'll shut the door behind you and you can let me know if it works.
No, no. Julie's far too big. He'll never fit.
Quick question: how fast are these blades here going back and forth?
Enough that they can cut clean through you.
Well, I understand their spin, but are they moving left to right that fast, or are they staying still?
They're moving left to right.
Okay. So,
So it's going here. Here. Oh, fuck. It won't click that fast.
Some of them are moving left to right. Some of them are moving right to left.
Um,
are they making a noise?
Yeah, like whirring blades.
Okay. So if we close the door, does the noise stop?
Nope.
spread
Well, that's
out.
disappointing.
Spread out, gents. There's got to be something in here that'll let us pass.
I'm gonna search the room.
Did we
Who's holding
try
onto
the
the statue at this
whole-
point?
I'm holding it still.
You hear a voice say, I think I can still help you with this if you'll just free me.
Lass, I've told you. I cannot free you yet.
Is there any other part of this place that we haven't tried yet?
Hold on a second. I got an idea. Y'all like this idea? I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna pick up another skull that has the gems in it, and I'm gonna march it over here. I'm gonna open the door, and I'm gonna throw the skull as far as I can into that room.
Okay. Make an athletics check. Okay, you can throw it pretty far. Where is it you're trying to throw it with what intent?
I'm gonna throw it right about here if I can get it there, and then I'm gonna close the door.
Okay, done.
And then with our dwarf's ability to sense the undead, he should be able to sense that someone undead may have come out. Because that skull would have been crushed by either blades or the swinging skiffs.
Do you say this to me?
Yes, I said.
Have-
Do you sense? Do you sense the
have-
shadows?
Wait. Have you already thrown the skull and you've closed the door?
Yes.
Yep.
That's not how it fucking works.
Oh well.
All right, what do you do?
We wait a couple seconds and I open the door and see what we see.
You look out for the skull. It looks like parts of it have been kind of ripped off. No, I'm not talking to you, Cortana. Leave me alone. Sorry. You look for the skull. It's been kind of tossed to the side. There's a blade that looks like it pushed it into a tiny, tiny little corner. It looks like it's been clearly kind of pierced through by the blade, but you don't see any evidence of the shadows themselves. Looking into the room with your eyes still going for a few seconds left, you notice that the shadows themselves are still trapped in or around those eye sockets. The gems, something about them.
Okay, so the gems didn't come out of the eye sockets or anything. Okay.
No.
Yeah, that was my thought anyway.
Guys, I can't find anything. Can any of you taller guys see if you can see anything in the room that would turn these damn things off?
Is
There
there
is-
anything on the walls?
For what it's
Anything
worth,
written?
Julie will look.
Okay, you already looked. So Treverin, make a perception check for me.
Okay.
There's a you don't see anything along the walls or anything. Paying attention to it after a little bit of a while, there is enough of a pattern that if you're time it well enough, you think you could probably sidestep around the worst of it.
Is the door on the other end closed?
Yes.
All right, fuck it. Had enough standing around. I'm going for it. I'm gonna follow the pattern.
Okay. As you make your way through, are you trying to carefully make your way through and time it, or are you just trying to make it through as quickly as possible? Or
I'm
how do you-
following the pattern, and I'm gonna keep within the time to try and like not get hit by anything.
All right. What's your total movement speed?
30, but I can
30?
dash. So
15, 30, 45. If you're gonna try to time the pattern and make your way through, I'm gonna need you to make. Let's see. This is going to be 3 dexterity saving throws with advantage.
oh okay. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Following the pattern and timing it perfectly, you manage to make your way to the far end of the door, avoiding all of the traps. When you find your way at the far end of the door, you notice there is, in fact, a tiny switch next to the door, and
I
there's
flick
the
it.
door itself. The traps turn off.
Phew. I rub my brow, and I go, "Come on over. The water's fine."
All right. I will cross over.
Good job,
Shing!
you
I'm
creepy
kidding.
bastard.
Creepy bastard.
Maybe. I'll pretend that I cross over and make it through.
You'll pretend?
Yep, because
can't get
I'm
by the
stuck.
door.
Yep.
None of us, I don't think.
Oh, sorry. Hang on.
Okay, you broke the door on this side.
Try now.
I ran through and I flipped the switch,
There we
and the
go.
door became an invisible barrier.
All right, I'll go through too. I have to
And I
this statue along with me.
I suppose I will see what's in this door.
Julie will bring up the rear, watching our backs for any dangers.
Peering inside the chamber beyond, you see a circular domed room that has walls of polished white marble. In the center of the room, there is a 3-foot-high marble pedestal with a fluted column. Sitting on top of this pedestal is a plush red pillow with a single coin, looks like a copper piece, sitting on it.
Yeah, I pick up the coin.
You hear a sarcastic voice echo throughout the entirety of the chamber. Congratulations!
Is this like a fucking Stanley's Parable moment?
Might be. It's a single copper coin.
Hello?
I'll
look up at the
look at it
ceiling.
and say that copper coin may fit in that other safe slot.
I hate I hate to agree with the carefree throwing away of money elf, but he could be right. Is there anything else in this room?
Well,
Nope.
first things first, I'm gonna head all the way back to the entrance and see if I can just get the hell out of here. I'm gonna see if that barrier is still here.
It's still there.
God damn it. Okay, well, go into the
Does-
safe, I guess.
Does the pillow look particularly fancy?
It looks kind of fancy, yeah.
Julie takes it.
Okay, you got yourself a red plush pillow.
I don't want to know what you're doing with that.
Anything written on the walls or anything in here? Just trying to see
Nope.
if there's any more to our puzzle here. All right.
I'm gonna head back to the safe. I'll meet them there.
Okay. You guys want to all head back to that direction?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Begrudgingly,
over.
Julie goes. We're gonna waste some more money.
I will put this newfound copper coin into the safe.
Okay. Putting the newfound copper coin into the coin slot, you do hear a chunk as if something unlocked.
I'll do a perception check around the room. Did anything around? Oops. Did anything around your shift? Probably
It
not.
looks like the door itself shifted.
Oh, to the safe?
Oh, I opened the safe then.
You find inside what it looks to be some sort of lantern.
I
A
pick
hood
up.
over it,
And
The
a bunch
lantern?
of coins.
and whatever coins you threw in there and never
Well, no,
recovered.
they got all blown out when we blew it up.
Yeah.
That's what I had thought, but yeah.
I'll pick up the lantern
Okay.
and I'll pull off the hood.
Okay. There is what looks to be at least a pint of oil currently in it, and it looks like you can currently light it.
I light it.
Okay. It lights up cleanly and clearly.
I try to walk out the fucking entrance.
Nope.
God damn it! Why can't I get out of this room now?
Should be able to exit through the door.
Can you?
I came in from up here earlier. That's why I was confused.
So we still running into the invisible barrier.
Yeah.
What if I try backing into it? Does that do anything?
Nope.
How about close your eyes and walk out of it?
Nah, I tried that.
Well,
It
I-
has something to do with this riddle, I would assume.
the only other room we haven't checked is this one over here on the far right.
Where are you looking?
Oh, just below the treasure room.
Oh, the treasure room. I
No,
thought we did.
We did
Wait.
check that out.
There was
The room below it we didn't.
Yeah,
We
I ran
walked
in there with the
into it.
gym.
Yeah.
You gaze into it. It's I'll say for your benefit, it's a rectangular room of stone and is completely featureless except for black iron gates set into the southern wall.
We didn't really like go into it and explore it. We just
No,
Look
I
at
went
this.
in there and tried to use the gem I had to open the black gate, but it did not.
I don't remember you doing anything of the sort.
I do. Because,
That something would have happened.
yeah, because Kent goes, you're brave enough going there with the gem. And I did.
I don't remember. I'm
I
sorry.
don't remember
Some-
exactly that. No.
Maybe
I remember
that
you
statue
walked
was.
in, but nothing happened, and we walked the fuck out.
Yeah, I
Okay,
walked
well-
all the way down to the bottom with the gem.
Okay, in that case, we're gonna put you back in that room.
Okay, because I'm the one with the gem.
He's like, God damn it, my gem!
Okay. If you're holding that gem and you hold onto the bars or you're looking for some way to do it, you hear a voice while you watch as that magic mouth materializes from the ceiling, and you hear a voice say, "Beyond these gates lies paradise. Enter them as you entered life, and you may yet find it. Grasp the jewel and grasp the iron, then be whisked away to the truest of rewards."
Strip dwarf.
I'm thinking the same thing. We have to go into life naked, so
You hear this as you approach with the gem, I should say.
So I gotta be naked holding a gem in a bar. What the fuck? I hand all my stuff over to.
Treverin already grossed out by seeing a naked Kate closes his eyes.
I just hand all my stuff over to Rotund and I hold onto the gem in the bar.
Okay. As soon as you holding the gem in one hand and holding and grasping the bar in the other, all of you watch as Rotund blinks out of existence.
I do?
I'm sorry, Droloff blinks out of existence.
There we go. I was about to say.
I was going to say, I've already done this in another campaign.
Oh, he's gone.
And the gem ting ting onto the floor.
Well, shite.
well,
I pick up the gem.
Uh-huh.
Do I hear the voice saying anything to me, too?
You hear the statue still asking you to free it.
Well, shit. And what was it? Did we all hear that when he walked into the room or no?
Now,
And
I
he
will
went,
say,
I
hang
should
on.
have asked that before.
clarification, he went naked and he
He went
disappeared.
naked. Yep.
Where's all his
Now,
stuff?
one
Rotund's
more
got
thing.
stuff.
He handed it over. Now, one more thing. I do need you to make a wisdom saving throw, Dreloff.
Okay. Wisdom saving. This is gonna suck.
Yep.
Okay.
Um,
I don't really know what to do. Gonna be honest.
Where did my naked dwarf wind up?
I think you're
We'll
dead.
talk to. Well, no, you're not dead.
Please
But we'll
start
talk
rolling
about that.
3d8.
We'll talk about what happens to you in a bit.
Okay. I'll just be here quiet then.
Maybe it's
Okay.
something to do with that statue that we never really figured out. Off the room with the couches.
What? This one?
Yeah. Well,
Well-
the eyes that would follow us around, but we never
Had to
really
find
did
out.
anything with it, did we?
No, we didn't. We just kind of sat there and stared at us like a creepy fuck.
I'm gonna be like, Dreloff, hello. I assume
No
I get no
response.
answer. And
Uh,
go ahead, Jill.
Hang on.
I should have asked you. I assume we all heard that voice. But if we didn't,
Yes.
then okay.
Is there anything written on the walls in here?
I don't know where the original character token went, so hang on.
You deleted the character token too? You poor bastard.
Dreloff,
Yes.
you find yourself in the middle of rubble in what appears to be some sort of back alley, and you find yourself completely unable to stop laughing.
Okay.
So you're a naked dwarf covered in shit and unable to stop laughing.
Nice.
I feel at home.
And you're stuck like that for about a minute. Kay, you make your way back over to this room with the statue, with the eyes peering back at you. The statue itself is bronze. On the base of the statue is the name Kelier.
Okay. Is there anything else noticeable about it, I guess?
On the walls, scribbled in common, is the phrase "utter madness, pure rubbish."
I'm going to hand off real fast Dreloff's belongings because I don't want to carry all his shit. And I'm going to say, Julie, can you carry this? He is your roommate.
Yeah, Julie will take it.
And I'll look at Julie and remind Julie, this is not yours to keep, just to hold.
I take holding fee.
Uh-huh.
That can be negotiated.
All right, what are you doing?
I guess I'll put my hand on the statue. I don't really know what other chaos is supposed to be.
As you try to reach out with your hand towards the statue, it feels like you're touching an invisible barrier protecting the statue itself.
All right. I'm not stripping and walking through those bars, so I'm going to pick up the gem.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to walk back and try to find Kay.
I'm gonna smack the statue with a sword.
Try doing it without getting naked. Julie suggests.
Be my guest, Julie.
All right, Julie will take the gem, walk over to the bars, and try to do what the other dwarf did.
Okay. Still having all of his possessions, your belongings, you take the gem, you place your hand upon the bars, and you watch as Julie blinks out of existence.
Well, fuck.
The gem once more going ting 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 against the floor.
Let's find Kay fast. We
And-
lost
and
another
all-
one.
The only thing that fell on the floor was the gem. All the stuff went with him.
Everything else he had went with him.
Okay. All right, let's go find Kay.
All right.
I'm just studying a statue in the other room.
Yeah, yeah. We're
Okay, we have a
coming through.
problem.
Okay,
What
we
now?
lost Julie and
Oh shit! How the fuck did you get here?
I walked.
the map just showed you like poof beside me.
Um, we're down 2.
I look around you two. We lost Julie, didn't we?
Yep.
Did he get naked?
No,
No.
he went fully clothed and disappeared. So it might be,
A way out?
maybe. I mean, well, it's better than where we're at now. If you can't figure out what to do with the statue.
On one hand, we've gotten rid of the dunce. On the other hand, we lost the dwarf as well. I
While
have
you're talking
problems
about
with
this-
this that I can't reconcile.
Pant, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay. As you kind of open your eyes, you look around you, and you hear what sounds like a bar. The sounds of being in a bar. You look around you, and you realize you're in the yawning portal. And as you look up and around, trying to steady yourself, you see Durnan, the barkeep, stop by you with a plate full of drinks, and he just kind of takes one off of it, puts one down at the bar stool next to you, and says, "Take one of these on the house because I don't want to know." And he just walks on.
Julie just kind of shrugs and starts drinking.
I think that's
Stupid dorks are still probably messing around with statue. Ha 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 ha.
Meanwhile, back at the dungeon,
So, I mean,
Meanwhile, back at the
you know what?
stupid dorks.
Meanwhile, back in the halls of justice.
and by the way, the laughter would have worn off at you at this point, Dreloff, and you find yourself completely naked, covered in the sweat and tears, just covered in a bunch of rubble.
I will pick up the gem and go, here goes nothing, and I'll touch the bars.
Okay, you wind up in the yawning portal as well. The rest of you watch as he blinks out of existence. Ding, 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 ding. The gem landing on the floor.
I touched the bars without picking up the gem.
Okay.
Was that a dice?
That's what I gotta find out.
Oh shit.
The bars are the transportation mechanism. The gem was the targeting crystal. Without the targeting crystal, you're just off on a journey, man.
Holding onto
I
the
don't
bars
know
without
that.
touching. Holding onto the bars without touching the gem, you hear the phrase repeated: "Beyond these gates lies paradise. Enter them as you entered life, and you may yet find
Okay.
it. Grasp the jewel, grasp the iron, whisked away to the truest of rewards."
So that was very disappointing. But all right, so I pick up the gem then, and then grab the bars.
Shing! You disappear. Rotund, you're left to the statue here. It says, "Please, free me, quickly."
Oh.
I don't much care for that music.
What celestial plane do you hail from?
Mount Celestia.
Do I believe a word this thing is saying at this point?
Make an insight check.
What's funny is no matter what happens, he's by himself with that thing.
Stay with me. Don't leave me. Be my friend.
You, since grabbing the statue, have felt nothing but a sense of dread.
I'm sorry, lass. You're coming with me, and I'm not freeing you. I'm gonna pick up the stone, hold on to the statue, and hopefully try not to kiss my dwarf ass goodbye and grab the fucking what you call it.
Okay.
And just like a psychotic ex-girlfriend, it starts threatening you with your life.
You do feel this sense of dread. Draloff, you're still kind of back here in the middle of this rubble over in this direction. You're completely naked. You don't have anything on you. As the rest of you appear in the bar, by the way, Durden hands you a few drinks on the house as well. But Draloff, what do you do from here?
I can't tell. Is there a way out of this alleyway anywhere?
Straight south, back into the opens of Waterdeep.
Well, I guess I'll be walking around.
By the way, it's noon and everyone's out for a festival.
Is there a barrel anywhere around I can wear for makeshift clothing?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna grab
I'm
a.
quickly rummaging through the code legal to see if there's anything illegal in what he's doing.
Okay. Rumbling-
Technically, that could be considered a crime against the city.
So you grab a barrel from the midst of this rubble, kind of sticking yourself in it, hoisting it up to cover yourself. And what do you do after
back
that's
to
all
the-
done?
Brandishing a weapon without due cause.
I wouldn't call a pin needle a weapon.
Perhaps crimes
Uh,
against the gods.
I guess I'll make my way trying to find my friends.
Intimidating
Okay.
a citizen.
Oh yeah.
So Drelloff, with this barrel kind of hoisted up over you, you kind of stubble your way through the city, and you hear more than a few noblewomen kind of cry out, "Oh heavens!" And a couple of children look curiously. One child kind of looks, maybe a tiefling child, kind of runs by, quickly pushes his hand on the barrel and says, "I wish I had a pony," and then quickly runs off.
What the fuck?
Like it's a good luck charm or something to do
Oh, shit.
wish for something off a naked dwarf covered in a barrel. But
You have to put your hand inside the barrel, kid.
God,
That's a baloney
He's-
pony, different kind.
he's too scared for that. But eventually, one of the guards stops and he says, "Is there a problem here, Master Dwarf?"
I got mugged by a spell.
Of all the shit you could have said to a guard. What?
Mugged by a spell? Who was the cause of this?
A gym and a bar?
Have you been drinking, sir?
Most definitely.
Come with me. He gets behind you, spear on the ready, and he starts to escort you away. He says,
Four-way split.
for the rest of you who are in the tavern, in fact, we'll move there now. And Draloff is currently not there. You do have, as you kind of make your way, steady yourselves around a nearby table, Mert does come up, seeing the statue in his hand, and he goes, excellent! You made it out! I'm very happy to see that you've come through with this okay, but, weren't there 5 of you?
I interrupt and say, is there something you want to tell us about this statue before? And I just kind of pause my sentence there for a second and stare at him.
He looks around him cautiously to make sure nobody's listening in, and he leans close and he says, well, laddie, I don't know why I give him a Dwarven accent. He says, well, you see, I used to be a former adventurer, yeah? I happened to come across a particularly nasty demon. Now, my wife, she was a powerful wizard, managed to trap this demon inside this statue. Part of your test in recovering it was to see if you would be a proper fit for the harbors.
I say, well, I don't know what's in the statue or what the statue is really truly made of, but it's made this dwarf talk to himself for the past 2 hours.
It probably tried to get you to free it.
Mert, that's exactly what it did.
And you didn't. Good. You questioned what you were told. That was a good sign.
Mert, you said there were 5 of us before. 5's a large number. But we lost a compatriot as far as we know. Is there any
Sorry to
way
hear.
that we could up the recompense just a little bit? And I hand him this statue.
He make a persuasion check. He nods and says, fine. An extra 50 for your trouble. And he gives you a total of 300 gold pieces.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, what's this about the Harpers?
Have you heard of the organization before? Have you heard of the organization before? I gotta find his accent again.
It's all right. Um, I, I'm going to assume yes. I know I do out of character.
Okay. You probably have. The Harpers are an organization of mostly behind-the-scenes folk, made out of mostly bards or rangers, but just about anybody. Their whole thing is to keep evil, especially tyrannical evil, at bay.
Okay. I would assume that you were one of said Harpers.
Aye. When we look for potential recruits, we try to find those who question what they're told. You began going into this questioning why I was looking for this thing. We also look for people who are able to overcome the challenge, and you have proven this.
Well, I look at the other guys. We did what we could, right, lads?
Aye.
I kind of shrug my shoulders, say, I guess. Meanwhile, I look over. Is Volo over in the room, or is he not there today?
At the moment, he's not there.
Okay. All right. Then
Julie's just
scratch
like,
Plan B.
Julie's like, whatever. He just wants his pay.
I'll divvy it out. I am going to say that we keep the 50 as part of the house fund.
No, Julie says, need the money.
Giving you money, we also need to fix up our bar.
Do I need to give Julie a talk and shit? I had the word and I lost it.
Pictograms.
Investments.
I look at the dwarf and tell him, hey, keep my share for the house fund.
Good. He pay you whole share. Give me my share.
All right. What does that come to, by the way?
It's 305 ways, 60.
All right.
Mert says,
Julie explains it thusly. Need money. Better armor, better sword. With better armor, better sword, make even more money, make investment. This seed money. Me read economics book. He takes his 60 and goes and sits at the bar.
I look over at Julie and I say, you know how you can grow more gold, right? By planting gold.
as I've explained before, Julie's not stupid. He's just an orc.
See, that's where I'd be like making intelligence check.
no. Mert says, you can divide the gold as you please. Just know that, thanks to your service, I may have more work for you in the future.
Sure thing.
That's what I like to hear.
Anything we can be of service, and we're trying to get our bar back up off the ground, and you know.
So I've heard. Hopefully that gold helps.
Thank you, sir.
I wish to retire in my room. And I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk out of the bar.
I am too.
I will caution Kay, do we not want to at least go look for our friend? Because chances are he's somewhere. I mean, we all got teleported out.
I guess
Or
I'll
just
start
let him
walking
find
around
his
the
way
bar.
home.
I'll start walking around the bar and asking people, have you seen a naked dwarf about this tall?
Yeah, just down by the dock ward. About 5 of them. That's just Tuesday.
Shit, what's a Friday like?
I'll walk over to Darnan real fast and say, if you happen to see our compadre show up, can you please tell him we've retired to Troll Skull?
Alright.
Thank you. And I'll walk on out.
Is Yagra about?
They're both kind of hanging out at the table. It looks like she and Dabble are both in the middle of talking in hushed tones.
I'm gonna walk outside
Julie-
with Treverin. Good.
Julie just wants to sit with. He's gonna walk over to the table and first he's gonna say to Yagra, "Can you talk?"
What do you need?
Well, he's gonna take that as a sign that he's not intruding, because that's what the question was about. He sits
Dabble
down.
actually smiles as you sit down. He says, I was actually hoping I could see you again before the night was over. I may have another job for you. A simple one. Shouldn't require nearly as much stealth as the last one. Perhaps better suited to someone of your talents.
That's good, says Julie.
He says,
He says, "You know of Harper's?"
he rolls his eyes and he says, yes, I'm quite familiar with them. They're persistent, if nothing else.
And Julie explains how he just helped his friends with a job for them, and just kind of lays out in broad strokes where
Dabble
we
will say-
went and what
Yagra
we
will
brought
say,
back.
they'll listen with keen interest, and Yagra will say, if you mind not mentioning us to your harbor friend, and try to keep a low profile around him yourself, that would be appreciated.
He says, Julie just responds, "Not interested in Harper's. Interested in," and he kind of nods towards the half elf Zents.
Good. Well, I can say we're quite interested in you. Now, about the job I mentioned. Tomorrow, if you could do a delivery. You see, there's a shop in the trades ward called Weird Bottles Concoctions. There's a gnome who runs it, a friend of ours named Schemo. He's made some potions of mind reading for a client. All you need to do is pick up the potions and deliver them to the Godcatcher, one of the enormous statues in this castle ward. Give the potions to the lady in the purple cloak. Feel free to keep the tip.
All right, the Weird Bottles Concoctions was where? What part of the city? The trade
The trades
Border?
ward. And the gnome who runs it is Schemo. Pick up the potions, deliver them at the Godcatcher to the lady in the purple cloak.
What's job pay?
She will give you a tip, a sizable tip, which you are welcome to keep. Furthermore, if you can manage this for us, I can share with you some new information about a mutual acquaintance you have.
Julie just nods, getting the drift. Says, how soon deliver stuff?
Tomorrow evening,
No later.
no later.
Okay. Says, we'll go in morning, and he slides away from the table.
Good. I look forward to hearing of your success.
And Julie's going to head back to the tavern where everyone else is.
I think everybody else is walking out.
Yeah, we're already on the way out.
No, I figured they had all left when I was having that conversation.
I'm
Right.
real fast as we're walking. I'm going to give Kay his 60 gold,
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do it.
and I have Treverin's 60 gold that he basically.
As you're walking,
Yeah, go ahead.
okay, as you're digging this out, as you're walking your way back to presumably Trollskull Alley, you do see two guards escorting your friend, who is half naked with this barrel kind of covering him.
Where are they escorting him to? Does it look like they're escorting him to jail?
Probably.
Oh, guards,
There you are.
guards!
What?
I'm sorry. Listen, this is my younger brother. He
Make a
tends.
deception check.
Okay.
But feel free to finish that statement.
This is my younger brother. He tends to get himself a bit liquored up at times. I have his clothes right here, And we've been looking for him for over an hour. Hold on.
Actually, not the Megan, but do we have his clothes? Didn't you give that to?
They're on Julie.
They're on
I
Julie,
assume
right?
Julie's
He's not with
already
us.
walked away out.
Julie's actually a ways behind you. He hasn't caught up to you. But as you say this, guards kind of look around. They say, well, keep the younger brother on a tighter leash. Last thing we need is some public indecency.
Sure thing.
You-
Sure thing.
For the inconvenience, there is a fee. 5 gold.
I'm gonna give him 5 gold out of Dreyloff's cut.
They will take it. They will shove him in your direction, and they'll say, return to your homes. Keep the blood off the streets. Good night. And they will walk off.
Dreyloff, look! Here's 55 gold. I got the guy to give us extra money.
And where would you like me to store that gold at the moment?
The prison pocket.
I'm just gonna drop the 60 gold on the ground. Up your ass for all I care. Where the fuck did you go? And as he proceeds to try to pick up all the gold, once those guys are out of eye shot, I guess, I'm just going to kind of slowly start walking back home while he tries to pick up his money and hold the barrel at the same time, assuming that Julie is coming up behind us.
Eventually, Julie comes up behind you, and I assume gives you your clothes and weapons and stuff.
I'm hoping.
It's up to you, Julie. You come up, you do see your compatriot eventually, covered in this barrel. Banshee there.
Yeah, I just walk up to him, drop his stuff at his feet, and keep walking.
Gotcha.
Delivery for Captain Moron. Don't
As we're walking, I'm
don't
telling
take
all the
magic-
ladies.
don't take magical mouth spells so literally, dude.
Dude, why did you go so fucking...
Don't take magic mouth spell literally, dude.
As we're walking, I'm going by all the ladies and say, "Hey, please give a cat call to the dwarf in the back." As he walks by.
You know the best part? He would never got naked if not for me. Oh. God damn.
So you go, ducking in a corner, removing your barrel, naked, sweaty, and completely embarrassed, having been trudged through half the city with this barrel over you in order to cover your decency. You eventually get dressed and head back to the manor.
Oh.
The rest
You
of you
said I'd
laughing
be
along the
embarrassed.
way.
I'd be waving at people.
Okay, there you go. You're waving at the children as they kind of wander by.
Oh shit!
Hang on a second. I need to look at something real quick. Hold on. The code legal. I'm trying to find if there's a sex offender registry. Oh.
Oh, we're all going to hell.
Oh.
It would have been worse if you walked into a temple like that. Disorderly conduct within a temple.
I assume we are all home.
Unless you want to go somewhere else.
Not to. Well, what time of day is it? Or night?
It's probably close to the evening, yeah.
I say we get some sleep tonight, and then tomorrow we go and see if we can spend some of this gold to fix the place up a bit.
I'm game. I'll actually spend most of the night tonight before I head off to clean stuff up upstairs.
To be clear, this is your bedroom. This is your bedroom. This can certainly be my bedroom, correct?
Yeah.
Because those two
Sure.
guys are fucking bunked out in the fucking cellar. So,
Yep.
Okay. Good to know.
There's also one in the attic if you want. There's an attic bedroom too, depending on how high up you want to be.
No, I'm good here. I'm good here. I hadn't realized there was a third bedroom on the second floor or whatever. And Kelly, before we take a night's sleep, I'm gonna see if I can grab is it Raynar? The guy?
Raynar Neverember?
Yeah, was he the
He's the guy
alt?
you helped rescue
Oh
earlier.
no, not Raynar. I have it all written down.
The spirit.
Lift. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can, like just say, "Hey, Lift, I don't know if you can hear me, but we're getting there. We're starting to get some coin together to get the place up and running again."
You don't get an immediate response, but you get the sense that that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Okay.
All right. As you all make your way, kind of settling down for the night, is there anything in particular you would like to do?
Julie's going to take that jeweled sword that he got, that long sword,
Mhm.
and put it on that little table altar thing he created down here in the cellar. I can't remember. Oh, he's going to put the pillow on it, and then he's going to put the sword on top of the pillow. He's going to put his fetish there, and what else did I get that I had on there? The moonstone he's going to sell. The small bronze bell he's going to put on there as well.
Okay. You place your belongings upon the altar in front of you.
Offer them up as trophies and booty that I won through force of arms.
Although you're not super in tune with the
May
gods,
it please Groomsh.
although you're not super in tune with the gods and their wills, you get the sense that Roomsh is probably pleased with this offering.
Then I go to bed.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
I'm just cleaning up, and I really want to fix this library up a little bit before I head off.
I'll say my prayers to Hela, and just tuck my stuff away. Um, I make a note that I want to invest on getting a safe for my room. And you know, put the 60 gold in a drawer, assuming there is one in the bedroom. For the house repairs.
Okay. Anybody else?
No, I'm just sitting in my room drinking.
All right. Trevarin, do you do anything special?
And just kind of meditating, trying to calm my mind.
Okay. Okay. In the midst of focusing on the library and trying to clean it up, you hear, almost as if coming from nowhere, a whisper of a female voice.
Riv, is that you? Okay, come on, Rivalova. This isn't funny. I'll start looking around.
To the ritual.
I will stroll back into my room, flustered, and I will call upon my matron.
Okay. As you call upon the matron, you feel the otherworldly sense swarming around you, especially towards your new blade, and you hear her say, "The new blade you have acquired glows with the moon that shines over all. It begins as a perfect blade through which I can begin to feel outside of my prison. There is a ritual to complete. It will extend my reach into this world and grant you great power, sealing the pact between you and I."
Well, now you've caught my interest. Do explain some more.
The moon is nearly full. Head to the top of your house. Take the blade and extend it towards the moon, and repeat the words that I shall echo to you.
I will bow and say, very well. I will sheath the sword to my side, and I will walk up to the top of the building.
Okay. You wait until probably about the dead of midnight, and you see there is a parting in the clouds to what shows to be a perfect crescent moon.
I will do the samurai stance and sit on my legs, put my knees out in front of me, and lay the sword out in front of me.
You hear the echoed voice say, "Take the sword, extend it to the moon."
I'll pick it up, and I'll point it at the moon.
And she will tell you to repeat an ancient phrase, a phrase in ancient Nethrezese. And just yes, no, do you repeat it?
Oh, yeah, of course I repeat it.
Okay. There is a beam of moonlight that shines from in the midst of the clouds and overlaps on top of the blade that begins to grow in what can only be described as a dark, dim light that seems to have a shadowy darkness in the center of the otherwise dim light as it begins to kind of whirl around the blade that begins to have this dimming effect that grows brighter and brighter for a brief second. With the blackness in the center of this light, of this moonish glow, beginning to grow bolder and bolder. As the power begins to build, you can feel this magical presence begin to shape the form of the blade itself. And whereas the polished steel look of the hilt itself now becomes a darker burnished steel, and in the center of the hilt is what appears to be the carving of a woman's lips. While this ritual is going on, Treverin, in the midst of your meditation, you find yourself by extending your elvish, your Eladrin form rather, into the familiar center within the Shadowfell that you yourself have become accustomed to, trying to find your center and find your peace. As you find your center and take the time to rest and meditate, you feel this swirling of air around you, almost like you're in the eye of a hurricane that begins to build louder and louder. Furthermore, Rotund, in the midst of your sleep, you have a fevered dream where you find yourself at the bottom of a hole with only one small light source above you shining dimly around you. As you're looking around, you see crawling through the shadow is creatures made of the shadow themselves as they begin to crawl closer and closer and closer to you. As they draw closer, you hold your warhammer close, and there is a dim but radiant light that is seemingly shifting from the dim radiant glow to more of a moonlight glow, and there and back again. While you see yourself in this dream, what choice do you make as the shadowy beasts encroach upon you?
Uh, b- um,
Do you pray? Do you fight? What do you do?
oh, okay. Hmm. Let me think here. I pull out my holy symbol and burnish
Mhm.
my hammer with one hand, and just run at them and basically say, "Undead don't affect me. I'll bash you good."
Okay.
Sorry.
Holy symbol drawn, charging without fear. The shifting light of your warhammer shifts to more of that radiant glow, and you can feel the dim but present feeling of Haley Bright axe with you, although the connection is soft and dim, and there is still this fading moon that seems to be almost overwhelming upon you. Back at the top, Kay, as you're focusing upon a ritual repeating the ancient Nethrezese with the blade turned out, and you see this transformation forming upon the blade, you now see this more burnished steel look at the blade itself with this dark interior that creates a thin line up the blade itself that almost seems to pulse with this darkness, with the moonlight of the blade itself shimmering around it. And as you hold it off aloft in the moon, there is a brief but brilliant shifting of the moonlight, and throughout the entirety of the city of Waterdeep, you can hear a mixture of hissing and howling that exists for about 10 seconds before it all eventually comes to a din. and you hear a voice echo from the blade itself in your hand say, "The cold air around me in this material plane, it is only an extension of my will. But this is the beginning. Through this I can watch, speak, and excerpt. Well done, my champion. These are the beginnings of the first step. Call upon me, and I will be more able to answer. We are moving closer now. For now, watch for the opportunity. Exploit that which comes up before you, and use it to our advantage."
As you wish, my mistress.
Oh, I just got a Woody.
Oh shit.
You're
I,
asleep, you don't feel a thing.
I will sheath my sword and walk back downstairs.
Okay. You all go to level 3.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Okay.
As a reminder, as you work on that, there is on the settings tab on the far right, the character master level up option.
Yeah. How it's which button is it? The top or the
Yeah,
bottom?
that's what I'm looking for now.
Bottom right corner, launch level plus character mancer.
Oh, the settings tab.
Yep, settings tab.
The bottom. Wait, am I looking at the wrong fucking thing?
I got another 8! Yes!
Save name. Wait.
Or a rotund. Boom.
Oh, that settings tab. Sorry, I'm over here on the right-hand side of the thing. Is it the level plus one that we're launching?
Yep.
All right.
I've been agonizing over this choice.
Which martial arts type you took?
Yeah. He's clearly a champion. It just strikes me as the weaker of the options. That's all. That's why I asked about Brute. That seemed more like what he was, but I get it.
Yeah, no Unearth Arcana. Not for this one anyway.
Man, I like the option to be able to roll. I'm gonna roll.
Go for it. Nice roll.
Can I roll and then pick?
No.
Unfortunately, no.
And that's great for the barbarian.
All right. So next, I don't think anything changes
Alrighty.
here as far as features. Level 1, level 2. Now I know, just checking because I want to make sure that I'm doing this correctly, Killy.
Mhm.
The way clerics work is basically anything in the spell list is available to them if they decide to take a long rest and figure out that's what they want to prepare, correct?
Correct.
Except for
Correct.
the domain spells, which are automatically.
Correct.
Okay.
Which is why your Gentle Repose and Ray of Enfeeblement as your domain spells are always prepared and listed there.
Right. Just wanted to make sure. This is going to take me 1 minute, and I have to pee, so it's going to take me a minute more than that. Be right back.
I love how it does everything for you on this sheet. That's just so great.
It's not having me change my features though, which is kind of annoying. I guess I'll just do it manually.
What features?
My Eldritch Invocations. I'm supposed to change them every time I level. Now that I'm level 3, I was going to put my +1 pack to the blade on.
Oh.
But it's not on this list, so I'll just do it myself. It had me do it last time I used it, but it didn't have me do it this time, so I'll just do it myself.
Like do it automatically, I don't know.
And the first time it had me pick them, but it's supposed to be every level after. Because I gained 2 at level 2, and then whenever I gain a level in this class, I can choose one of the invocations I know and replace it with another invocation you can learn at that level.
Right.
All right, so I'm having to go through my bag. I know I have. Yes, there it is. Trophy from animals, and I'm gonna have to make an amulet out of the bear claws that's to be able to use the bear spirit. If I understood this right. I'm reading this right now. Or hell,
Okay.
I'll share it. There it is. Actually, I'll just make it out of everything.
You must make a required physical totem object, an amulet or similar adornment that incorporates fur, feathers, claws, teeth, or bones of the totem animal. As your option, you also gain minor physical attributes that are reminiscent of your totem. For instance, if you have a bear totem spirit, you might be unusually hairy and thick-skinned, or if your totem is the eagle, your eyes turn bright yellow. As a bear, while raging, you have resistance to all damage except psychic. The spirit of the bear makes you tough enough to stand up to any punishment.
Except psychic.
Yep. So, yeah. You fashioned yourself the totem using the bear that you have carried this entire time, and using and calling upon or asking for the blessing of your tribe and the lost spirits of your forgotten tribe. They imbue it, and you feel their presence embolden and toughen you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I like that.
So my armor is 16 now. Okay. 30 hit points.
Kelly, just remind me of the spell rules again. If I cast a spell that's not a cantrip, I can still cast a cantrip as a bonus action, correct? Or
Correct.
okay.
The only way in which you can cast, as far as quicken spell goes, that's basically the way it works. You can burn those sorcery points in order to cast a spell as a bonus action that would otherwise normally take an action, and then you could do a spell as a cantrip as an action, for example. It's one of the neat tidbits that makes sorcerer extra useful.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about partnering up with Twin Spell, and I was just trying to make sure I could do what I was thinking I could do with them.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go with that. No protection for you guys.
You also learn darkness for free at 3rd level.
Yes.
Apparently I learned a ritual spell. Hold on, I'm leaking now.
Oh, you gain the Speak as Animal spell.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and Beast Sense. But you can only cast them as ritual spells. Wonder if they show up in here. They do. If you go to your spell list all the way at the almost at the far right here, I just opened it up. You got them down here. You can click on them and see what they do. But basically all it means is you have to spend the 10 minutes in order to actually cast a spell in order for you to actually use them.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's Beast Sense, there's Speak with Animals. You have access to those now. Did you opt for champion?
Yeah, I just want to see it crit on a 19. Shouldn't that second roll have critted the 24? Because that's 19 plus 5, right?
Yep, I will probably have to.
Probably have to modify it yourself.
Yeah, let me go in here and change it for your crit range here.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's disappointing.
Yeah, I know. I hate that it doesn't do that. I was kind of curious if it would do that myself, but we just have to change the crit range to 19, and then if we try it again now, there's your crit.
Okay, it works.
Let's see if I
Okay.
can get a natural 20 on here.
Change that for all of my attacks, I guess.
I already did.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sorry, sorry about that, guys. By the way, I had to let the dog out too.
Can I get a natural 20 maybe?
so I'm up to 3 rages now.
Guys, I'm gonna
Should be.
AFK for a minute.
Okay.
There's like 25. Okay. It's just making sure it's still crit on the 20 as well.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
What were you trying to do?
He took champion fighter, which gives him the improved crit. We just had to make sure that the improved crit was working because the system, for whatever reason, didn't do it automatically on its own.
Ah,
And I went up 1 more rage. That's awesome.
Yep, you got 3 rages. Huh. What's the duration of that spell? It's instantaneous. Always
Oh
knows the
my
target's
god.
location until the spell ends, but only while two of you have this knowledge. Target can't become invisible to you, and if it's invisible, game condition.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
What's up?
Uh, so my cousin in high school had a kid, and that kid is now 21. And she just posted some on Facebook that's got me in tears over here. On her dad's Facebook page, she goes, hold on a minute. Let me word this exactly how she sent him a picture of a mug. It says, "Your pull-out game is weak. Happy Father's Day."
God.
Oh my god, I'm dying, and he has yet to respond.
oh, that's funny. Oh.
Oh yeah, I need to add gold to my thing. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, added
All right.
my gold.
I'm back.
Okay. Anybody still working through the Charactermancer level up process, or
No, I
Um,
was just reading over my new spells
No, I got
That should
through
be
it.
good.
or abilities or whatever you call these.
Hey, Kelly.
yes?
So, is there any way you could help me make a stat block for a weapon?
There's one thing I forgot to add regarding your blade, but what is it you want to do?
I wanted to turn it into a scythe every once in a while, but I can't do that because it's not an
Turn
actual
it-
weapon.
You just want to turn it into a scythe?
Well, because I can make it whatever I want, and so my idea is I'll have a weapon to use with my sword and my shield when I need to play defensively, and then I'll have a secondary weapon that I can do if I want to play aggressively. And I figured it was either a great sword or a scythe. So,
Are you going to use your Hexblade invocation to turn the Moontouch sword into a scythe?
no, as now that I'm level 3 and I have Pact of the Blade, I can summon my blade in whatever form I choose, and I automatically am proficient with it no matter what it is.
Okay, but the pact weapon is the blade, is it not? Is the
Correct.
Moontouch sword?
and it's also now my Pact of the Blade pact. So my Moon Touch sword is now my pact weapon, and I asked you this before. Since it's now my pact weapon, I can use the moonlight off of any whatever form it now takes.
Yeah.
So I
mean,
have that sword, but I can make it into whatever I want now.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to turn it into a scythe as part of your Pact of the Blade, you're able to do that. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, like I can literally be in the middle of a fight and like people can start being aggressive at me, and I can flip it into a sword and then put my shield up. Or if I want to
Yeah.
play aggressively, I can put my shield away and flip it into a scythe. So I figured I'd have two different weapons to play between. It should be a long sword, which is the normal form I have now, and then a scythe.
Yeah. The trick of it is you have to use an action to shift it.
Correct.
So, yeah, you can do that.
But there's not a stat block for a scythe, so I didn't know if you would be so kind as to help me make a stat block for a scythe.
Would you? Are you thinking of using it as basically a two-handed weapon?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
kind of looking up people that used stat block scythes in their campaigns, and this one guy gave a pretty good one he used while in combat, which is two-handed property, obviously. Gains the reach property, the pole arm, and it gains the heavy property, which means it's unwieldy for smaller characters.
I don't know about heavy because it's not really a heavy tool. I would argue if you're gonna make it if you're gonna use a scythe, I would give it. Let's see, what's our equipment page?
This one guy said he used it like a glaive, which is 1d10 with reach. He just used the glaive stat block for a scythe.
Well, hang on a minute. Equipment. Weapons. I'm gonna say it's basically going to be using the same stat block as a halberd.
As a halberd?
Yeah. So heavy reach, two-handed, 1d10 slashing.
Which is basically what you were.
Yep, that's basically what I just had. Okay.
So
Okay, cool.
the glaive is slashing. You're going to be doing. Well, I guess it is both slashing. So okay, whatever.
One more dumb question, and because I knew how to work it as a mage, and because it's not readily apparent in the literature, really, prepared spells other than the ones that are part of my domain, how many would I actually have prepared at this point?
Your level plus your wisdom score.
Okay, so 5. Okay. All right, fair enough.
Yep, you're good to go from the looks of it. You want to reset your spell slots there, though.
Yeah, I know, I will.
All right. Any other questions?
No, I'm good.
All right. Anybody else?
Nope.
All right. Aside from hitting level 3 and having all that happen, you wake up in the morning. The day is yours.
Okay. Well,
And Kelly, since I woke up feeling good, I am in autumn again.
okay. Woke up feeling good. Day is ours.
So does summoning or changing the form of the weapon take an action, but dismissing it does not?
Dismissing it, I don't think does. Summoning
Because
it and causing it to change form would take a full action.
okay.
On the map of our town, or our section of town, I'm trying to remember who had the furniture place, or place that we could buy furniture from.
That
I want to say it was the druid,
would be.
but I didn't write down all the stores, so that's my fuck up.
Large bent nail is.
That would be the bent nail, which is where
Yeah.
Tally Fell Branch is.
Would you guys agree that we should, get some furniture first to replace to upgrade the inside? Don't y'all answer at
Uh,
once now.
I'm fine with that. I mean, I thought we
Sorry.
still needed to finish cleaning the place up. So that last I checked, that was like 50 gold just to have someone come clean it.
Well, it's not to say that we can't try to do some of that ourselves if we, you know, go ahead and pick up get the furniture ordered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
I,
fine.
I can lift more than a warhammer. I can lift a rag too.
You don't have to lift it that far, though, do you?
Haha. Hmm. So, with that said, I'd like to take a visit over to, and I know you just said the name, and I totally fucked up. I want to say Tally.
Yep.
We're going to take a visit over to Tally's place and see if we can just get the tables and chairs for the main floor of the bar right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with him just to make sure he gets the right size chairs.
Oh,
Okay.
the hurt.
He
The hurt is real.
he will say, "You looking to just finish up the tavern then? The tavern itself?
Well,
So bar
just
stools, table, chairs.
just the first floor, the bar stool, tables, chair. Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
All right. It's going to take a while to get all that furniture set, but I could probably have something ready available to you for about 300 gold.
Hmm. 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 Mm, give me a moment, and I'm gonna go back up to the way you call it, and I'm gonna say, uh, tell you what, it's a little bit too much for us right now. We'll figure out something else.
All right, I'll be here.
I'll enter and I'll ask if he has like uh, some basic furniture like a bed and a nightstand and maybe a writing desk.
I can offer that for about 30.
Uh, I will gladly give him the 30 gold and say that sounds like a good deal. Could you have it delivered to the third floor of the tavern for an extra 5 gold?
Can do.
Perfect.
Yeah, well, these guys are visiting with the furniture
Okay,
liquidators over here.
somebody make a note that you
I'll
paid
let-
35 gold towards that somewhere on your character sheets, because I'll
I will
forget.
do so. Yep, I will do
Yeah.
so.
yeah, Julio's going to be running his errand.
Okay.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Um, if it's going to cost that much to do one bedroom, right? Then this is what we'll do. We'll upgrade the bedrooms that are currently being used, the other two, by myself and Kay, and I will give him. How much did you say it was for the one set?
30, right?
Yep, 30 gold plus I gave him toss an extra 5 for delivery.
All right, I'll give him 60, and that way at least the bedrooms are good. But other than that, assuming he's good with that, or you
Mhm.
okay? With that said, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do my best to start cleaning up around the place.
Okay. Do me a favor and just mark off that you've paid 95 gold total for those things somewhere.
So is there
Alright.
like a blacksmith or an armor around here?
There is.
There is.
I want to see how much a set of half plate would be.
All right. You head to Steam and Steel, which is down here. They're run by a fire and a water genasi, both men.
Oh, okay.
And they will tell you, you said half plate?
Yes.
Oh, shit! What did I just do?
They tell you that half plate is 750 gold.
Okay. What about scale mail?
50.
And breastplate?
400.
Huh. Okay.
Yes, Julie's
I'll
frugalness
pay.
doesn't seem so bad now, does it?
I will pay 50 for a set of scale mail then.
You have scale mail. 14 plus dex, maximum of 2, disadvantage on stealth checks.
Yep.
The fun part
Okay.
about Julie's surprise is when we actually upgrade the wine cellar.
You know, the worst part's gonna be when he's trying to sleep and people are walking down and back up trying to get the freaking drinks for the people upstairs.
You just better hope he doesn't fuck up your ritual circle when they deliver the fucking. Wait, I don't know what's in your bedroom.
That's
So,
true.
Julie, as you're making your way solo to, pull that up again. As you're making your way solo over towards Schema's place, you make your way. It's called Weird Brothers Concoctions. You make your way to where you were directed by Yagra and Dabble earlier. It's a fairly small shop, and there's kind of a foul smell as you kind of enter in. And you watch as a gnome figure with parted hair down the middle, white hair, kind of turns around, does a double take, and goes, "Oh, I guess you're the one I was told about. You are."
Julie.
Yeah, that's the one. Right? I suppose you're here for these. Just a moment. And he kind of fiddles behind the counter a little bit. You're sitting there waiting for about 2 minutes. And then eventually he takes this tray, very carefully places it. You can see all these bottles that have some sort of green sort of liquid inside of them, light green liquid with them hint of purple. And he carefully begins kind of pointing them inside of a haversack that looks like it's been colored black, and after very carefully putting them in and separating them, he will take it and hand it off to you.
This all of them?
Yep, every last one.
What are they?
Potions of mind reading.
They dangerous?
They could be. I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't touch them if I were you.
Okay. And I leave. Julie
Okay.
leaves.
You got the bag with you.
And he walks right along with the crowd as if he's just carrying a sack of bread. Not trying to sneak or anything like that. Just another guy going about his day.
All right. As you kind of wander along, it seems like nobody's really paying you any mind.
No, I take it to the that god catcher statue, whatever.
You do remember that you were asked to take it there in the evening.
Oh,
Right now, it is early in the morning.
oh, I didn't pick that up in my notes. Okay, so I'll just go back to, I'll go back to the tavern, and on my way back, I'm going to every once in a while just take an alley or a turn or look in a shop, just something to give me a chance to spot anyone who might be following me.
Okay. As you're wandering around, kind of ducking through the alleyways and everything, very kind of cautiously looking over your
Not
shoulder.
not being no, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not moving about like I'm sneaking or doing anything untoward. I'm just walking, but I don't take a direct route back to the tavern, I guess is what I mean to say.
Okay. All right. So you're not actively keeping an eye over your shoulder for anybody or anything like that.
No, but I'll take a corner and then maybe stop and see if anyone rounds the corner.
Okay. As you're kind of wandering along throughout the city, taking the long way around as it is, just go ahead and make a perception check for me. It looks like there might be somebody following you for about a couple of turns, but after you take the third turn, he wanders past you.
All right, I take good stock of him, what he looks like. What does he look like?
He's wearing a cloak, so it's kind of hard to make out the details. But it appears to be a human dressed very much like a noble. And you can't make out. You can make out it's a man. He's not particularly heavy set built. Kind of lithe. A little bit tall, a little bit skinny, but you can't make out the face and you can't make out any other details. And after that third turn, he just kind of, and because you're not actively looking over your shoulder or anything for the rest of the details, he just wanders past you.
All right, I go back to the tavern, go back down to my room, and I'll put the bottles, that bunch of hay that I use as a bed, I'll bury it in there so it's not visible. And just going to hang out until nighttime.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing over the course of the day?
I'm just cleaning up the house. I really want to get that library cleaned up.
Okay. Who
I'll
else?
help him clean the library.
All right.
I am trying to clean the kitchen and pantry to get some food in.
All right. You spend the better part of the morning and better part of the early afternoon just kind of working on cleaning through the house, and you make good enough progress to where you're satisfied, and you take a late lunch. As you're sitting down for a late lunch, you do hear a knock at the door. Hello? Are you anybody in there? It's me, Reyna.
I'll stroll downstairs. Yes, how can I help you?
Ah, good.
I'll open the front door.
You see Raynar, the familiar form of Raynar, who you've seen earlier. He is standing next to a man in his mid-20s. That looks like this. And he says, I was hoping I could introduce you to a friend of mine and perhaps help you establish a better rapport within the city. Can we come in?
Well, of course, and I'll open the door wider and I'll put my arm out by me.
Okay. While the rest of you are in the middle of enjoying this late lunch, you see Raynar enter in with this young man who steps forward in front of him and stretches out his hand in your direction, in particular Rotund, and he says, Greetings. Name is Jalester Silvermane. I understand you were responsible in aiding Raynar earlier. He tells me you might be useful for the Lord's Alliance.
Well, we do what we can. What has the Lord's Alliance have use for us?
He says, the Lord's Alliance is always needing agents to aid in the protection of the service of the Crown. The Lord's Alliance, as I'm sure you're aware, is an alliance that shares a collection of the larger towns and cities across the whole of the Sword Coast that seeks to protect and defend one another and the ideals of republic. No, that's not right because there's some monarchies in there. Seeks to protect the ideals of law and justice.
So far, you're not speaking out of my wheelhouse.
He says, we think that some of you might be viable agents for the Lord's Alliance and have a mission that we'd like to see if you're able to complete. Now, I must warn you, if you do seek membership within the Lord's Alliance, we aren't a mercenary group. If you accept, you will be given orders and are expected to carry them through.
Well,
Raynar will step forward and say, he is true in this, but if you really seek to help the people of Waterdeep and settle yourselves within this town and earning a real reputation as heroes, the Lord's Alliance is a great place to start.
be there compensation for what we would be asked to do? I mean,
He
don't get
says,
me wrong.
we're
Status
not
is...
we're not mercenaries. Yeah, but will we be paid?
Hey, you're doing your shadowy shit. Shush. Or are you back yet? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm in the basement.
Okay.
he says, membership of the Lord's Alliance comes with necessary compensation as needed. Again, we're not a mercenary group.
Understood. But social status aside, I can't eat social status.
True,
And-
pipe up. But he has tried.
Alas, Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. You're a man. Um,
Raynar kind of chuckles as you say that, and Jalester will say, "Well, if you don't wish to join, I understand, but we thought we'd extend the offer at any rate."
hold on. It's not just my decision. And it's not just who's not in the room with us. Just
I think just Julie. I think Julie's just down in the cellar.
for
But
some.
I don't know. Is Trevelyan still up in the library?
At this point, Julie's actually out taking care of an errand.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. So Julie is not there.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, Trevelyan, are you still upstairs in the library cleaning that up?
No, I'm down there eating lunch
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were still up there.
with everybody else. Yep. No. Yeah, I'm down there.
I don't know. What do you guys say? I don't want to turn the man down, and improving our relations is always a good thing. What with the naked dwarf running around the
Uh,
city, and you know, Julie like bashing everything. I just, what do you think?
I will say, hold on a second, and look at Jalester. It's like this membership initiation or whatever you're asking us to do. Is there any restrictions to what we can do when we're not doing things for the Lord Alliance?
Just as an aside, you know that your father was a member of the Lord's Alliance for some time.
Oh, I know. That's why
Okay.
I'm asking my question.
He says, if you turn down or otherwise abandon the mission, your membership within the Lord's Alliance will be considered null and void. What you do outside of it is up to your own business. However, do you understand that those in the Lord's Alliance are not above the law themselves, and should you go against the law, you shall be subjected to the worst extent of it?
Question. Just not to interrupt you, Trevaring. Um, what happens if we fail a mission through no fault of our own?
He says, it will be noted in your record.
Okay.
I'm always down to test my metal. What do they need from us?
I'll look. I'll say, give us a minute, Jalester, and then I'll turn back around to the guys and say, look, I know this group. They're not bad folks. I know people who have been members of it, and it does help them. But I don't know necessarily this is the path that I want to take. But I will definitely follow y'all's lead. If y'all want to do this, then that's fine with me. But I'm not going to make the decision and have you guys follow me to make this decision because I have my reasons.
I look at Kay. What's the worst that could happen?
I'll shrug back. I'll look back to Trevelyan and I'll be like, tell me what you feel about these two.
I mean, Mr. Neverember over there, seems to at least be holding true to his word, right? I mean, we saved him, and he's been trying to help us where he can. Jalester, if he's truly Lord Alliance, and there's nothing to tell me he's not. He's a stand-up guy. I mean, that's what they're known for, right? Their reputation precedes them.
Very well then. And
They
Draloff?
are respected, but there are certain things we gotta be uh respectful of if we become a member of the Lord's Alliance. And then I point to the trap door where Julie would have been if Julie was actually there, and just kind of nod at that direction.
Well, Draloff, what do you think?
I'm just gonna go with whatever y'all do.
Um,
To be fair, we could use the publicity to get this place up and running. And I guess a little bit of notoriety never hurt anyone.
I will say, from what I know and the stories I was told when I was a kid, these missions are fairly dangerous and are fairly consistent. So it would be kind of consistent work. but for what it pays and all that stuff, and you'd probably have to set your wealth aside for the good of the Lord's Alliance, and it would not be as financially profitable.
Hold on. Question. I'm gonna look at Jalister and say, real fast. What would say the Lord's Alliance's outlook on other groups, like for example the Harpers and the Zentarum and all that be?
Raynor will say, well, there's actually a few members of the Harpers that do work alongside the Lord's Alliance. In fact, Mert works right alongside Lady Silvermane herself. Silverhand, excuse me.
Okay.
And Jalester will say, as for the Zentarum, on the other hand, we have reason to believe that their group is responsible for some of the violence that has been occurring within the city.
I could see how one might think that. Um. I'm in.
Very well. I'll follow.
I'll stand up and smirkily bow and nod.
Okay. Raynor will look over at Jalester, who will look back, and he will say, and they'll kind of approach a table, beckoning towards it. And he'll lean down and he'll say, you remember those Kenku you had so much trouble with the night you found Raynor?
Unfortunately, I don't.
I'll probably yes, we're familiar.
Raynor will say, well, we think we might know who have been responsible for them. An evil adventurer by the name of Harko Swornhold was exiled from the city 3 years ago for attempting to bribe a city magistrate. Somehow, Jalester will continue, he's returned back into Waterdeep illegally. Now, we think the Xanathar Guild is using him to help incite violence by recruiting some of the Kenku within the dock ward, who help to serve as dock servants, loading, unloading, that sort of thing. We're hoping you can help root him out and put him to the sword.
Uh,
And he will hand you a picture, which I don't actually have a handout, but you have a picture of what the guy looks like.
Just as an aside, what are this man's capabilities?
He's a skilled combat fighter and has had experience as an adventurer as well. He is likely to have Kenku guards.
Do you by chance know his last whereabouts, or where you believe he may be to narrow our search?
He says,
or a frequent
know-
establishment?
he says, we know he's been recruiting Kenku from the dock ward.
Just out in the open, or like in the alleys?
Likely hidden within the different hidden within different inns.
Okay.
Now, there's not too many people who know him, but it would look bad upon Lady Silvermane, Lady Silverhand, if he were found to have made his way back into the city. Worse, the Kenku he keeps inciting to violence has caused no end of headache.
Any idea how he would have gotten back into the city?
We believe the Xanathar Guild is responsible.
I take note of that, by the way, just because we know that the Xanatharians run a lot of shit through the sewers. So, just to be clear, dead, maimed, or captured?
Quietly put to the sword. If you can do this quietly, we'll get our agents to dispose of the bodies.
How quiet is quiet? Because one of our members is not exactly Mr. Stealth.
If you do not do it quietly, the Lord's Alliance will disavow any knowledge of it. However, we can provide assistance should push come to shove.
Quick question. Is this man a known criminal in Waterdeep?
Yes, an exile.
So, if something untoward would happen to him, and we should be found out, legal repercussions would probably not be as swiftly forthcoming.
So long as there's not a significant degree of collateral damage, which hinges on those words, the Lord's Alliance can ensure that the rest of the guard that you were simply doing business.
Do I look like a mage to ye?
And I'll pipe up. That's why he said it. You don't look like a mage. And points to his warhammer.
Raynar kind of chuckles in the background.
By the way, I should add, I am keeping a mental note of our verbal fencing.
Do this, and I will begin to build your report within the Lord's Alliance. If possible, we can even grant you audiences to different nobles, and possibly Lariel herself if you need it in the future.
I can live with that.
So I'll chime in. So while we're working on this little deed of yours, do you potentially have some associates that could come finish cleaning our home up and while we're gone, so it doesn't look like we are out? And I'll
He looks
kind of
over.
wink at the noblemen who probably have some type of servants or maids.
He looks over in Raynar's direction and he says, "Well, I suppose I can provide a little bit of assistance. It's the least I can do after all."
And I will say that any assistance would be much appreciated. Because we do have obligations to this place now too.
Understood. I'll get a few servants to clean the place up while you're out taking care of business.
And then I'll say, please inform them to leave the cellar alone. They don't need to go down there.
It's not us. It's the people living down there. Don't.
Yeah.
He kind of looks curiously and says, "Very well.
By the
If you
way,
can lock it, just keep it locked."
guys,
Will do.
we've all seen the monsters, right? Why every time do I think of Dreyloff and Julie living in that basement? Like you open it up and like there's like just a beast down there.
I just keep hearing the Addams Family music playing in the background.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
All right, fair enough. We should probably tell Julie about this when he gets back.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
Okay.
where is he?
Said he had to run an errand. Not quite sure where he stumbled off to.
Well, I would leave a note with pictures, but I don't really want to draw that many pictures for him to figure out what we're doing. So I guess we need to wait for him.
Hey, Pant.
Yeah, I'm here.
Is your character is not actually an orc. It is a human, correct?
He's a
Yes.
human, but he's been raised by orcs since he was a baby.
Okay,
So
that's
he's basically an orc in a human suit.
that's fine. To the group, I'm going to say, who knows? The man was raised by orcs. He's probably out like rubbing up against a pig somewhere.
That's a visual I did not need. Thank you.
The racism is real here. All right.
You don't hear this.
No, this is me saying this. This is
At least you didn't get called a darky.
God.
Jesus!
Oh, totally forgot about that.
I didn't.
Oh, yeah. No, well, obviously you didn't.
Oh, good
Yes,
God.
Holy, you missed all kinds of little puns.
By the way,
from the last
Just
campaign.
to be clear, what they're referencing is Aver was playing a drow elf, and a character within the game which happened to be an Eladrin, which tend to be very much against dark owls, used a racial slur against him.
Called me a darky.
to be fair, I went to work. One of my longest working workmates is a guy by the name of Trinae. Trinae, obviously black. And I
Mhm.
said, just so you know, you're going to get to a point if you're listening to these D&D sessions where someone's
God.
going to call someone a darky. And I said, but it's like deep black skin. Like, like the darkest part of Africa. And he
God.
was and he was like and he was like, okay, I'm good with that.
Wow.
I hate that you had to explain this to somebody.
Well, he is very geeky and
Okay.
and he gets the concept, but may not have been into the particulars of D&D. I just wanted to be clear that when we got to that point, I didn't get a video reported.
Good grief.
Oh Lord.
Okay,
Alright,
so assuming
sorry.
you've accepted this,
Yeah,
We have. We're just waiting
Okay.
on
pig rep.
Julie to come
they
back. I
accept
guess.
while they're talking about this. Julie, you rest of you see Julie enter in with this black sack.
I'm going to say, is there a pig in there?
You are terrible people.
Awful. Awful.
Who just snorted?
That was me.
Kent.
Oh.
So, where you been, Julie?
Julie walks in, just walks to the basement, and he goes, running errand.
Oh,
You can see
okay.
he's got a bag. He's got a bag over his shoulder.
Hey, before you head down there, Julie, we were kind of told that we're gonna get some servants to clean this place up. If you don't want people in the cellar, you might want to buy a lock for that door. You might want to give a key to Draloff as well. I guess just get a key for everyone, but the servants.
Don't need lock. Just tell them anyone goes down basement, I kill them.
And he wanders down into the basement.
Like so nonchalantly. If anyone wanders down to the basement, I kill them. Opens hatch, walks down.
Are those two guys there when Julie gets back?
No, they're long gone by the time you get back.
All right.
Okay, Julie, will do. I'll let him know.
You hear from the steps. Thank you.
Well, I guess we let him know what's up and we head on out.
All right.
Well, when you let him know what you're doing, Julie will offer to go with you if you can wait until after I finish running my errand tonight.
Well, how long is that gonna be, Julie?
After dark.
I could do some cleaning. That's fine with me.
That's fine. I suppose.
Julie will turn back towards the stairs, and then stop, turn back towards the group, look at Rotund, and say, "You get furniture."
For our bedrooms, not for the basement. We have to fit wine racks down there and beer and stuff.
No, that my bedroom. I mean furniture for the bar.
Too much money.
Julie fishes in his belt pouch and pulls out a moonstone and flicks it at you with his thumb. Says, looks at Kay, I think it was who said it, and goes, "Investment." And turns back around. That's that 27 gold moonstone.
I'll I'll lean in Treveran's ear and I'll just go, he's learning.
You're such proud parents.
Oh shit.
Um,
Oh.
Julie, what? I understand it's your bedroom, but we do need to keep, some things down there.
Keep it someplace else.
That's not how this works, Julie.
Julie says, keep it in your bedroom.
Can I
Okay.
do a quick explanation of why a wine cellar works like a wine cellar does?
I can't promise that he'll understand it.
So I'll
I'll step in and say,
Again,
hold up, guys. Hold up, guys.
I'm going to
hold
say
up.
this as
Julie.
many times as it takes. He's not stupid.
I know, but I don't. You said he's not used to this type of life, so I don't know if he understands what a wine cellar does.
He's just used to living in a cave. That's why he wants to live down there.
Yeah, so I want to explain why we keep alcohol in colder areas closer to the ground. Hence why a wine cellar is built.
Okay.
I'm not doing this in a mean way. I'm just trying to be like, Julie, we need space down there. This is why. We will promise not to encroach on what you currently built, though.
I'm gonna pull Dre off to the side real fast. And dwarf to dwarf. What the fuck does it look like down there?
A cave, dark and dank.
What's he got
No,
going on down there? I'm
Go
really
to
pulling him
the-
out of earshot.
Go to the map of the house. I'll explain to you, and I think I laid all this out before, but
You
I can
did.
describe it very clearly.
You did, but I haven't been down there yet.
He has a target range, a bed, and a shrine.
Right. There's where Julie's token is a big pile of straw. That's what he sleeps on. Over here in this little alcove, he's got basically that's like a privy. That's where they can go to the bathroom, and they got a bucket over there. Over here against the wall is his target dummy. Over here in this corner, up against the wall separating the ale and the wine cellar, is his little shrine, which consists of a small table with stuff on it, and on the wall above it, the big painted red eye, and some candles he had, and that's it. Otherwise, it's clean.
Okay.
He's cleaned it.
Well,
Okay.
okay, so I actually Chaos trying to have a conversation and ask if there's any way we could put ale down there with you.
Julie will gesture to the wine cellar and say, "Put in there."
All right.
I will say that's where wine goes. We need a place to put ale, and we can't fit everything in there.
I'll tell you what. Here's what we do. Draloff. I look. I hate to separate you from your fondness of Julie, but I really think you should move to the attic bedroom. Just a thought.
Hey, y'all want me to babysit him, so I've got to stay near him.
Tell you what.
We'll relieve you of your duty.
Tell you what. Fair enough, but get the fuck out of there. I don't trust it. Not him, by the way. I just don't trust the basement now. Because now I'm wondering what unholy shit is going to be taking place in that ale cellar. We'll keep the wine in the wine cellar. And Julie, you have to let people come get the wine.
Is Draloff seriously thinking of moving out?
You just told me to put the wine in the wine cellar. So I'm going to make use of that space.
Well, if it makes it easier for everybody, if only one of us is going to be living in the basement, Julie will make he'll live in the wine cellar and let you use the ale cellar. That way, no one has to bother him or his stuff when you go to get what you need.
Fair enough.
And if you allow us to do that, I'll even put a door in there for you, separating
Fine.
the wine cellar from the ale cellar.
Great, that'll be great. And I'll figure it out, but I'll put the bed over here, and the target dummy, over here, and the shrine over here.
And if you'd like, there are other privies, around the building you can use. You don't have to do a makeshift one. That's just a
I don't want to
suggestion.
have to leave the cellar though.
That's fair.
You can leave that here. It's not bothering anybody.
behind the stairwell.
Use a chamber pot right next to the ale.
Fair
We'll
enough.
just
can go
say
wrong.
we'll leave this corner off limits for all the ale. We'll put a wine and ale around the side.
Or put another door here.
Even better. There you go.
Great.
We'll actually put one right there.
To
Dreloff,
close off the privy.
we're keeping the expensive wine in the agate storage.
And Julie will even promise
You're
to empty
gonna-
the bucket on the regular.
You're
You're a
going to
good
be
man, Julie.
putting wine near the drunken dwarf. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and when you guys come downstairs, you'll note that it is clean. It's not like a, you know,
You have a good use of
it's
space.
not like you left a couple of dogs in the house for a few weeks. You know, it's
It's clean. It's cleaned like a soldier
It's-
would have it cleaned.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Aside from the scary holy symbol on the fucking
will-
wall, and it looks like you're walking into the fucking Temple of Doom. But yeah, I got you.
I'll extend my hand to Julie and I will go, deal?
Deal.
We'll shake on it.
All right. You begin moving your stuff. Everybody begins shifting around so that you can accommodate for future plans.
Right.
I am very curious though. How much health do you have now, Pant?
31 hit points.
Oh, hey, I'm tied with you now. Sweet.
Okay. So now that
Right.
we've got the housekeeping in order, I suppose we should wait till evening. And then head out.
Okay.
See if we can find
So-
any whereabouts of hold on.
So
Yeah,
what
and,
we can
and again,
do?
Julie will come with you if you just let him run his errand first.
Well,
we-
that's what I'll say. Julie, do you remember where the docks ward is?
Yeah.
Go complete your errand and meet us there.
Okay. Yeah, Julie will do that. After it gets dark, he will take the sack, head out. Is there any other way to get out of the tavern that's not the front door? Like the
The
pantry
turret.
door or something like that?
You can climb down
Well-
the roof.
There's
the
a window
pantry
here
door
in the
on
kitchen.
Well, is that a window or a door in the pantry?
That's a window. The only real door in and out of the place is there's a fire escape to the second house, to the balcony on the second floor, and then there's the front door entrance.
Yeah, all right. Well, he'll just go out the front door. then.
No sneaky way out, if that's what you were referring to.
Yeah, I would like to leave without being seen to leave, but I don't see that happening. So,
You could you could dig a hole through the wine cellar. No, Mike.
well, I'm contemplating. That's I need money for that though.
Yeah, not without going out onto the balcony.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I want to chance the balcony with the bottles. So, yep, no, just out he goes.
Okay.
And again,
Alright.
like he's got nothing to worry about, just walking down the street, heading for the God Killer statue.
And again, somebody carrying a bag down the street, even one darkless, that is the one you're carrying, is not unusual.
Yeah, just a
So
human in
nobody really-
chainmail. That's all I am. Do.
All right. And what are the rest of you heading over to the dock wards then?
Yeah, we'll start heading that direction.
So I have a quick question for you though, Gilly.
Shoot.
So since my matron can talk through my blade, if I give someone else the blade, can they hear her?
You haven't tried, and now that you bring it up, there is one thing I forgot to mention. Because her presence is imbued and is reaching through that blade gains one other benefit. You can call upon her as an action once per dawn in order to exert the moonlight that touches the Shadowfell around you to a specific target of your choice. And if you call upon your matron to exert this power against a specific target, if they're a lycanthrope, it will immediately shift them into their hybrid form.
Oh,
So your blade has that power now as well, as bestowed by your matron.
so imbued with the power of the matron, can call upon her once per dawn. And what was the other thing? I can detect lycanthrope.
No, it's you focus. You can as a bonus action, you can call upon her to focus the moonlight onto a target of your choice, and if they're a lycanthrope, it'll immediately force them into their hybrid form.
Hmm.
Could probably use that on a guy by the name of Silvermane, but just saying. Though I have no idea if that's the case.
No, you're not.
Though the name is pushing.
Julie, you make your way to the statue in question, which is in the castle ward. It's kind of towards the east of the castle itself, and it's this fairly large-looking man that has what looks like a fairly large net in one hand, as well as a sword in the other. You wait there until the very din of the sunset begins to crest over the hillside, and after a while, you do see approaching from a coach. Exiting out of the coach briefly, you do see a woman dressed like a noble who is wearing a hooded purple cloak.
Julie
And
will put
she's
the bag on the ground next to him and make like he's inspecting something out of his pouch, whether it's a coin or whatever.
she takes from her belt a black velvet pouch and puts it in your hand.
Julie walks away.
Okay, she takes the bag, heads back into the coach, and the coach makes its way off.
Julie just walks away and just heads for the docks.
Okay. Do you inspect the pouch at all?
Nope, not now. Just talking away in my belt pouch. I'll look at it later.
Okay. The rest of you making your way to the dock wards, what do you do?
Hmm. Uh, you mean when we get there or on our way there? I mean,
Whatever you want. Is there something you want to do on the way there?
mm, just keeping an eye out for stuff that doesn't look up to snuff, I guess.
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Okay.
As you're kind of peering around, making your way down around the dock ward, you do see, yeah, there are Kenku who are making their way up and down different ships. It does seem like most of them like to hang out, especially close towards um, the southern ward of Dock Street, which is a few blocks south of the warehouse you actually encountered the Kenku at.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a bakery that would be running around this time of night?
Probably.
I'd like to stop in and buy like a loaf of bread.
Okay. Loaf of bread will cost you 2 silver.
Okay.
He'll just hand you the loaf of bread. It's not super fresh. It looks like it was maybe baked in the early afternoon, and it's still kind of fresh, not a day old yet, but
Doesn't need to be super fresh. Um, just for recollection's sake. Um, do we see a lot of, or a fair amount of Kenku create, gravitating around a certain area? Like maybe like 2 or 3 in a group?
there's a couple of them that are kind of looking around in a group. They're talking in a language, unless any of you happen to speak Orin, they're talking in a language that you don't understand.
Okay. I'm going to say, uh, we're, let's say we're here, Killy. Would that be
Uh-huh.
fair? Okay.
Sure.
I'm going to
Wherever you
have
want
the,
to be.
I'm going to have the guys, I'm going to say, wait here for a minute, and let's say the Kenku are here. A little bit further down, like a little bit further out in the middle of the street.
Okay. Sure.
All right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kenku are bird people, right?
Correct.
Yes.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Around the group of 3 or so, I'm going to start tearing off little pieces of bread and throwing it Kind of weird.
Oh man.
Eating Kanku pigeons.
Make a persuasion check.
If this works, I'm gonna lose my faith in humanity.
How persuasive is that bread?
They kind of you throw the bread in their general direction. They kind of look at it. They look up at you curiously. Look at the bread, and one of them looks up and opens its mouth, and you hear the gruff voice of a sailor go, "Piss off, wanker."
Ah. So you speak English, what common? You speak common, do you?
And they kind of just wander off.
Ah. Damn it. Alright, never mind, guys. Look, I thought it was worth a shot.
Hey, I'm not judging.
Oh boy. No, throwing scraps of bread at the bird people did not convince them, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and
Julie,
seeing this
you walk up
transpire,
behind. Julie, you walk up behind Rotund as he's kind of sitting there with chunks of bread, having thrown it onto the middle of the streets, and you watch as this pair of Kenku walks away.
as I see the attempt to feed the bird pigeons, I will go ahead and cast Mage Armor on myself. So.
Okay.
Julie
While that's
just
going
shakes his
on, you do
head
see a
and-
couple of seagulls fly in and snatch the bread from the floor.
Look
And
what
just
you're
wander
missing
away
out
from-
on, you dumb bastards.
Julie just shakes his head and wonders why they treat him like he's the stupid one.
To be fair, I don't treat you like you're stupid.
One
I
of the
just-
sailors who's watching this happens to walk by, looks at you, Rotund, and just shakes his head. As he passes by you, Julie, as you're trying to catch up with the party, you hear him mutter something under his breath about being racist.
Oh, like you never thought of feeding bread to a Kenku.
You don't hear this.
No, I know, but he gave me a look, didn't he?
He gave you a look, yes.
Yeah, well, I'm responding to the look.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm just gonna keep strolling.
Fine, I'll follow you all. See if you have any grand ideas.
Munching on bread along the way.
I actually am. I'll be eating the bread as we walk.
Okay. All right.
I'll leave it up to you guys. My idea
So-
didn't work.
I mean, can anyone comprehend languages?
Nope.
He spoke English! Or common.
Maybe you'd be able to get through them better, I guess, is kind of my thought. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, we're staring around, kind of observing the Kanku. Do we see any of them kind of heading off in any one particular direction that is away from the docks that might give us?
Make an investigation check.
Sure.
You're trying to keep an eye out as much as you can. There's just random groups of Kenku kind of around the docks. Doesn't look like they're all, as far as you can tell, heading in any particular direction.
I'll suggest the guys. I go, well, we know that Kanku hideout was to the south. Why don't we kind of head that direction and see if we can pick up a better sense of where they may be going?
All right, then. Now I'll start heading south.
Okay. You start heading south. You do notice, yeah, there was this larger collection of Kenku, especially towards the dock ward on the southern end, closer to the southern ward.
Rotund, you seem to have a way with birds. Do you mind communicating?
No.
Julie?
But
Oh, Julie. I said Gilly. Sorry.
he just kind of looks at you like as if, like, what?
You want to try and communicate with them?
With the Kenku?
Yes.
What do you want to know?
Anything that'll help us with our situation.
did you guys bring Julie up to speed as to like what we're doing out here?
I would like to think
Presumably.
we would have.
What we did when you came back before you
So you
went
had
on
an
your
errand
errand.
to run.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just trying to locate this guy that they want us to put out of his misery, right? Carcold Swarmhold.
Basically, yeah.
All right, Julie will kind of walk off, separate himself out, and then find one of the Kenku dock workers who seems to be by himself. Does
Okay.
he find such?
Eventually, yeah, he looks like there's one who's in the middle of taking a break from unloading.
Julie
And
will walk over and stop to adjust the straps on one of his greaves or one of his boots while he's next to the Kenku and just say, need to get a message to Corn Cold. Or Carcold, or whatever his name is.
Harko Swarmhold.
Need to get a message to him, Julie says.
Make a deception check.
Can you help me with that? I didn't roll. Hold on.
It takes an interest in you when you mention the name.
Can't stand here tying my boot all day, dumb bird. Can you help or not?
He kind of quickly looks around, gets down, and begins to help tie your boot.
Tell him we need to meet. And I give him let's see. Can you bring up the map of where our tavern is?
Gonna give him our address.
No, I'm not going to give him our address, but you can, Julie, Kelly, if you can bring up the map of no, you had like the little buildings.
Oh,
The
the
tokens for
neighborhood.
I gotcha.
proprietors. Yeah, yeah. Right, our immediate neighborhood, right. Right, let me see real quick.
I don't think it's labeled with like the street.
No, but I'm trying to
It's Troll Skull Alley.
see,
It's the
see
entire
that there?
thing's an alley.
This looks
Yep.
like a cul-de-sac.
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna tell him we want to meet. We want to meet here. Tell him he's in danger. We can help. Tell him I'm with the group that can help. We need to meet him here.
Tell him he's in danger. Needs help.
Do I think the bird got the understanding as far as where this is?
He repeats back in your voice what you just told him.
Oh, so he's a mimic. Well, that works. That's right. Kenku's a mimic. That's awesome. I forgot. I played a Kenku character once, but long story short, that's great. Julie just says a little louder in case anyone was paying attention. Thanks for the help, and walks off. Not towards the rest of the party, but kind of off on
Thanks
his
for the
own
help.
again.
And the Kanka
And-
kind of runs off.
And eventually, I do make my way back to the party and tell them what happened.
Well, do we wait there then?
I'm saying we should set an ambush for him because that's what orcs do. But I picked a spot I thought might make a good ambush. Gives us the advantage.
Very
We'll just
well.
set up and wait. Actually, several ways we can play this, Julie says. Want to have him met with one person who could lead him somewhere else. Maybe we could tell the people who hired us if they can provide help. We can basically now we can plan around a spot. What's the party's reaction to what Julie did? I'm curious.
I understand. I'm
I'm in
not.
shock. And I look over at Kay. Did he come up with that idea on his own?
To that, Julie will say, as a human among orcs, I was frequently smaller, had to be smarter. Tactics, I know.
I'll put my hand on his shoulder. I'll give him a pat. I'm like, let's kick some ass. And I will try to get out of the view so they don't see me when they come in. I guess I'll
Okay.
just like
I'm
duck
actually
around the
gonna go in
corner.
the shop. If the shop's still open, is the shop open? Closed?
Not at this hour. It's closed.
Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come around over here, kind of toward the backside of our place, and look like I'm cleaning up over here.
Okay.
And this, again, I don't know how much time we have, but if you can get a message to whoever hired us, they did offer help, if I recall.
Yep.
Let them know what our plan is. Maybe, I don't know. You guys were the contacts, not me.
I'd say we do this on our own. We'll get some more fame that way.
Is there a porch or a step or something Julie can sit on around here in plain sight?
There's a wooden porch kind of on the front of the bent nail with some sample wooden chairs that look like they're bolted down.
Killy,
I assume, is the bent nail closed? I assume.
Yes.
All right, Julie's just going to sit there on the edge of the porch and look like he's sharpening a hand axe. Just
Okay.
wait, because they're going to be looking for him.
how difficult would it be to climb the corner of this building?
You can try it. Give me an athletics check.
Not too difficult.
You struggle a little bit, but after a few minutes, you can climb it.
I want to sit up here and just kind of try to blend with my surroundings.
Okay.
Just keep out of sight.
Trying to think. 2 stories. That'd be what? 30 feet.
Yeah.
We'll say
Well,
it's
it's
30
usually
feet. You can
10.
climb up it.
Sorry.
It's a little bit taller with that roof. We'll say you're about 30 feet up.
Yeah, I'm just like crouched and well, I guess not really crouched. I'm just kind of like sitting there,
I'm
legs
gonna,
crossed.
Actually, you know what? The ceiling would be curved. You're kind of on the edge of it. You'll be 20 feet.
I'm gonna pull the Drail off down here with me, and we're gonna pretend to be gambling or doing something. You know.
Something dwarvish.
Yeah.
A
Because
drinking game.
before they show up, we can always go grab a mug of ale at our tavern and go get some ale, bring it back out here, and you know maybe have some makeshift dice.
So you sit here and wait for them to show up.
Yep, that's all I'm doing.
All right. You sit there and wait for the better part of maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours, possibly more. You kind of lose track of the time as you're sitting there waiting. But Kay, you do see eventually, wandering down the alleyway, there is what appears to be a human with some sheathed swords that is flanked by 3 kinku that are slowly making their way into the alleyway, very cautiously looking around. As you kind of see them approach, I'm going to make some perception checks. All right, the human does look up at you hanging out in the window, immediately puts his hand towards his hilt, and he says, "All right, who are you?"
I will just like wave at him, kick my leg over the side of the building, and just kind of like I don't know, like, you just kind of like dangle your leg and kind of kick it back and forth, and then have my other leg underneath it. I won't say a word to him. I'll just wave at him, kick my leg around.
Answer now! He gestures towards the Kenku, who all reach for short bows and have them drawn, aiming up in your direction.
I'll just shrug and I'll stand up and just walk further back the building, kind of out of sight across the bend.
They kind of pause and wait. They cautiously look around, and then they're going to make their way, keeping the bows sheathed now as they're making their way back onto the main street, back up into the main alleyway where there are a couple of people kind of wandering about here and there, but not too many. And they kind of look around curiously at a couple of the guards as they're kind of wandering up and down the alleyway here, just doing what they can to look casual. And he will step off to the side a little bit, the Kenku closely keeping an eye out, and he'll look over up and try to see you again. Are you hiding at all, or are you just kind of standing up there?
I mean, like, I go around the bend and just kind of like crouch back down.
Okay. But are you actively hiding?
No, not really. I'm just kind of chilling
Okay.
up there. I'm
look-
just trying to look like I'm just hanging around, being a no good.
Okay. He looks up at your direction again, kind of once he's confident nobody else is looking, and he gestures back towards the alleyway and throws his hands up in a confused motion. Like, what are you doing?
I look back at him and I throw my hands up back at him.
This is a waste of our time. Come on. They begin to wander away.
I'll give him a whistle,
They stop and look back in your direction.
and I'll kind of like do my best to seem peaceful about the situation and like gesture back down the alleyway, like a we need to talk type of scenario.
Make a persuasion check.
You fucking kidding me?
He gives you the finger and keeps walking.
What if I wave a bag of gold in the air?
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Wow! Are you fucking kidding me?
He's been fallen into traps before. He stops, though, and looks up in your direction, and he says, "How much?"
I hold up 5 and then a 0.
25 now. And he holds out his hand.
Okay, I'll toss down 25.
Hey, Killy.
He grabs the bag, he gestures for the Kenku, and they'll begin making their way back into the alleyway.
Oh man, I was just about to ask you, can I barge through this fucking door and try to cut them off down the other end of the fucking alley?
That's a person's private residence, so I'm probably going to say no.
I could only imagine.
I think you misunderestimate the powers of a surly dwarf.
Yeah, I'm just trying to imagine you bursting in some. The fuck are you doing here? Matter of national security. Run through the building.
Did you not see Predator 2?
Okay, so tell me how this is going to be done. Is this something you're trying to prep to do before they even get here, or after they make their way back out into the alley and you're made aware of this, or what?
No, I was saying that's what I was about to do.
Julie's just like shaking his head. No, I had hoped that they would just walk in, see Julie, come over and talk to him, and then at that point we've got him trapped in the cul-de-sac and we can have at it. But we never got him in the cul-de-sac because of all this.
Okay, they make their way back over in this general vicinity. Again, the Kenku cautiously with hands on their hilts and him as well. And he looks up in your direction, Kay, and waits.
And I will stand over here and I'll just gesture him to the other side of the building. I'll just point to the other side of the building that they're standing on.
He will slowly and cautiously, again, with hands on their hilts, make their way out. The Kenku go in first. He follows shortly thereafter. He's keeping an eye up in your vicinity. The Kenku next to him is got his hands on the bow just in case. And he looks over in your direction. Noticing the two dwarves at the table, he says, "All right, what's this all about?"
Who the fuck you talking to?
Who's he say that to?
All of you.
Julie
can I hear
looks up. Julie looks up, surprised, looks at him, looks at
Barely, but yes.
looks at the two dwarves he's looking at, and it's like looks like he's, just kind of walks over.
And Kelly, since I hear him, I kind of figure what's going on. I'm gonna cut through our little building and around.
Okay.
So I'll make it take time, but
Julie
this-
says, keep voice down. Come with me.
Not till you explain what's going on here, compadre.
I'm just going to keep playing dice.
Julie goes, you're in danger. I have something to show you.
Make a deception check. He says, I'm already feeling like I'm in danger. Who are you?
Your death. Julie draws his sword.
Okay. We will roll initiative next week.
All
No.
right,
Yes.
fair enough.
I wanted to kick his ass.
You
It's
still can.
10:45.
You're not very good at hiding along rooftops, by the way.
I'm in full black garb with a black hood and like a black scarf. Like,
Yeah, you can't fight the dice.